Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, BeefLoaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, MySoxSummer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Chorizy-E.
Thank you, Chorizy, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If BeefLoaf says allegedly, or that he manifested that, you drink. If MySoxSummer talks about the gym or tells us he simply did not have time, you drink. If I talk music or Star Wars, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink with a tip of $1.08 or more.
A lot more, please.
But fellas, speaking of drinking, what are you drinking? I'm guessing none of us are on the quest, but surprise me.
Well, I bought alcohol at a place that potentially could have a Fortissimo jug, but it did not. I went to Aldi, and I was at Aldi.
That's a good call.
And I went to I went to the one on 63rd, or around 63rd. There was a shooting over there, not too recently. And
were you involved?
I was not involved.
Okay.
It was funny. I didn't grow up in Chicago, as y'all know. I used to live out west, but I was not privy to a lot of shootings in general. But when I saw a video of a shooting that happened on Western, and I recognized it immediately, I was like, holy shit, like there's a Starbucks like a block away, but also a really good Aldi. So they have alcohol at this Aldi. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go look in the alcohol section and I'm gonna see what they have. And I saw the teas. They have hard tea at Aldi, which is a all play hard iced tea. So now immediately
play,
I go,
hang on, man. What's all play? I want to get this up closer to the camera. I want to see what the fuck this is
to us.
So anyway, it's called All Play, and it's hard iced tea original, right? So this is just the iced tea with hard alcohol, or I'm assuming whatever. Initially, I'm like, this is 100% just a knockoff Twisted Tea, and it's gonna be carbonated, and I'm probably not gonna like. And I get up there and I go, oh, it's not carbonated. And then I'm like, holy shit, they have like different flavors. They have raspberry, they have peach, and there's a mixer. $10 for a 12-pack. I was like, you know what? Sign me up. Let's see how this goes. So I do. I had a peach the other night. It was delicious. This is the regular iced tea. It is good. And here's my daughter.
Wait, how many flavors? You said you got a peach. How many flavors you got of this?
There's peach, raspberry. There's the Arnold Palmer, and then there's just the regular tea. There's the other one.
Wow, right, man. That sounds good.
You guys have a good night.
You know what's funny though? MSS is like, man, I'm not used to all this shooting or whatever. And I was thinking, Treasy, we had a guy who lived down the block from us who actually got shot in the head. But he was totally fine, not only because he has a hard head, but not a lot of brains in there. So I missed everything, and he was totally fine. He's
incredible.
Totally fine these days, but he got shot in the head. Yeah,
he got shot by a 22, didn't he? See,
no, it was. I think it hit the ground first and then hit it.
Oh, ricochet!
So
Sorry.
That doesn't count then. If a ricochet bullet hits you, that doesn't count in that MSS's book.
I still don't want to get shot by a ricochet like a 45. No, and ricochet. No, but a 22. I'll take a 22, but not a 22 in the head. It's got to be like more fleshy area.
Oh, okay, no, not that.
I'm not trying to discount.
It was not Joe Dodd. It was not. It's not a Joe Dodd related crime. Although if Joe Dodd got shot in the head, he has a huge cranium, so he'd probably be okay too. No, this guy was just kind of you know what it was? He was kind of a play gangster. He wasn't really a gangster. He was, and then he was hanging out with the dudes and got shot in the head. And I think that ended his career of being the play gangster, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I feel like it went different after that. Yeah.
That shit kind of flies in like Sterling, Illinois. Doesn't really fly in Chicago so much. There's like real gangsters here. Like I grew up with all pretend gangsters. So, no big deal.
You got to watch out.
What about you? What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking the leftover gelatos that have been hanging around, the Modelo's. I got the lime and salt, and then I have the mango one in the little fridge right here. Teresa, I think these are still some of the ones you bought for cottage that I've had in the beer fridge since we came back. And so we've been slowly drinking away, and I'm drinking
So
them in Sunday. So they're delicious, absolutely delicious. So I got a 6-pack of them. I don't know if I should get through all of them because I have an early flight tomorrow. Remember how we flew early to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A couple weeks ago. I'm flying early again out of town, similar time. It's like
Great
I don't know
idea.
if I should drink
Great
that,
idea.
you know?
And you're going to gain 2
Oh, great
hours
idea.
too. You're going to gain 2 hours.
I will gain 2 hours. I'll get to San Diego. I'm flying to San Diego. I'll get to San Diego nice and early, and then I can be hung over there when I in the morning.
Easy. I can't wait to see that the Jeff Passan drunk pick or dunk pick of Loaf in the in the sand. You know, like on a beach somewhere in San Diego, just pants on with sand everywhere.
Definitely no ass. Yeah, no, I haven't grown an ass since the last time.
Yeah.
No, that's all.
MSS, do you think his family could build him an ass? Can build him an ass on top?
A sand ass with sand
ass on top. Yeah.
Make him a
I like that
mermaid with a
idea.
really nice can. What about you, Chorizy? What are you drinking tonight?
Oh man. So I'm clearing out. The fridge piles up with 1s and 2s over the weeks and months.
Yes, it does.
So I'm clearing them out tonight. But up first, we got a
boy.
real mishmash of shit here. But the last old Milwaukee
yeah.
is up first.
Hell yeah.
Milwaukee.
And then I got a bag over here. I got my White Sox bag
Yes.
of beers.
Randoms.
And it's going to be just whatever I reach in and grab the rest of the night. We're going to see. Should be fun.
Fucking
excited.
dig it.
Mrs. Beef says challenge accepted. So maybe they will build me a big caboose in the sand.
Okay.
So
I like
get a
it.
picture of
I'm
that for
excited
me.
about this.
I kind of am too. I've never had a big ass. I mean, it'll be a new thing for me. It'll be great.
You're around big asses, but you've
Welcome
never
to the
had
club.
a big ass.
The big ass club.
Always been a big nose guy. You know, I've been a big nose guy since back
Big
then.
nose guy,
You
not a
can't-
big ass guy.
I don't know if I told you guys this. I don't think for my entire life because there's a picture hanging up in my parents' home. Trees. I don't know if you ever noticed it. I was looking at it. I'm like, my nose wasn't fucked up in that picture.
No.
And I was like 4 in that picture. I wonder if mom and dad fucking dropped me, fucked my nose up, and they're sitting on the bottom.
I've thought a lot about this. I think your nose grew into your big ass head, and that's
That's what it is. But I don't have a big cap size. I'm like 7 and 8.
because in that picture that you're talking, I know the picture you're talking about.
Yeah, you know,
You got a big ass Charlie Brown head sitting on like a 5-year-old kid. Look like a fucking pumpkin. That's why your nose looks small.
That's
Oh,
why I was
man.
taller than. That's why I was taller than the other kids in grade school. All my skull. It was
all skull. It was all skull.
You were a dapper young man, and then after high school, you just started to like disintegrate. I don't know what happened. He was not as good looking as you were.
My best years were behind me.
They were. You really did. You
Your
peaked
best-
when you won.
You peaked at 5. You peaked at 5.
You see, I said
Looks
after high
like.
school, I was downhill already.
Looks like.
get
No,
a quick-
after it was
Quick drink
post,
here.
it was post marriage. I think you know.
Our guy Jerry O'Sullivan says Sox trade deadline was meh.
It
On the
was.
plus side, I found a 46-year-old plus dusty bottle of Old Fitzgerald at my wife's aunt's house in Ireland, Sláinte, and let's go 50 wins and 550 runs scored.
Booyah.
Cheers. That's
We need
going to
more-
come up a little short. We need 560 about
More,
that.
more
But
runs than that, Jared. We need at least 560. The line is 555 and a half. I'm pace
I
for
hope-
like 612, so we're all good. But thank
I
you.
hope
He's
you're
been
enjoying
drinking for
Ireland, my
hours.
friend.
Just you got to give him a little bit of a break.
Yeah,
you
it's
didn't know if
late.
he was going to be able to make
If
it.
he's in
make
Ireland,
it here.
it's late.
Before we get to the next question, MSS, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been in the struggle bus reading some of these drinks, hasn't he, lately?
A
I've been noticing he might need to get hooked on phonics, in between the next show. I love you, Treasy. It's all for improvement, but you've been a little struggling reading some of these. I'm not saying.
Here's what it is.
No
Here's
one's
what
going
it
to say
is.
shit about it though, except for us, because
No,
everyone's
it's
too
not,
nice.
yeah, tough on
Everyone's so
Treasy,
nice.
but
Oh, if I say the wrong word, everyone's MySoxSummer. Why don't you go to fucking speak English? Oh, yeah. So Chorizy is like making like vowel sounds for things, and people are like, oh,
what up?
totally
He's
fine, totally fine.
This print is so small. It's the problem.
I mean,
You're getting that old. I
true.
love it.
that is true.
No, it's actually
it's hard. I get
I
blow my
actually-
shit up.
what I'm trying to gauge here is how much I can open up the browser window that this is in without it washing out my face. Because Beef, you've been to my house. My fucking screen is gigantic and like
huge.
right in front of my face.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that so much, but it's bad for the lighting. And so I try and keep this small, but when I keep it small, little hard to read. I can get this one though.
Cheers.
From Gordo. Fuck you guys. I got it.
Man.
Thanks, Gordo. Makes it easy for me.
Gordo, did you eat all those chicken wings we saw in that picture the other night, dude? Because that's a lot of chicken wings. I don't know if you can handle that. We're just worried. We were worried. We were like, that's a lot of chicken wings for Gordo.
Mrs. Beef says, fuck you, MSS. Beef still hot. And then Jerry says, yeah, I'm 6 hours ahead. I get a little slack. Yeah, absolutely, Jerry.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yeah,
Middle
you're
of the
doing
night. Middle of the night. Hope you don't finish that whole bottle tonight.
Save a little bit for tomorrow.
Another drink from Barry Bag of Donuts. He says, going to the Sox game in Atlanta, August 18th, got the equivalent of scout seats. Should I wear my 108 gear that day? Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe
absolutely.
Striffen will see me. Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Fair,
I think
definitely do it, bro.
Why not? Bring the chain. Bring the
Yeah,
chain.
bring the chain. Exactly.
I don't think
No
he
risk
has
it.
a
Cheers.
chain. And folks, I'm sorry to report, but we are sold out of fan
Oh, I
chains.
thought there was one chain left. Okay.
Sold
Yeah,
out, baby.
gone.
Completely.
Well, thank
gone.
you for the drink, Barry. We appreciate it.
I mean, I still have mine, which I will probably sell the next game I go to wearing it. So it's okay. But we'll get some more printed up. Wally Money was asking for a gold version, so we were gonna make Wally a gold version.
He said, I told you, Wedo, I told MSS, I need a gold version of this.
I buy one of these.
I was thinking,
if it was
that's a
gold.
great idea. One-off gold one just for
Yes.
Wally would be hilarious.
I might just make it gold on gold on gold. Just all gold 108, chain.
Yeah. It'd be like
Man,
Junebug Spade.
Right.
He'll over gold. He might over
Gotta go to
gold.
the bathroom and all that
We'll
stuff.
have to get a picture of him laying on the ground with the gold chain on. That would be the funniest thing ever.
He might over ice cream at some of these games, man. That's all I'm worried about.
Or Italian ice.
MySoxSummer, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good. We had we've had a last couple of fun days here online, selling a lot of merch, raising a lot of money. That was fun.
Hell yeah.
What kind of got lost, and I didn't know about this until I walked into the Sox charity booth at the Sox game, is that Sox charity was doing a telethon too, but I think it was Tuesday night. There was people on like standing by to get shit. So they had like a special deal. I walk in there because it's $5 Tuesday. All right. So they usually have something for $5. So I'm like, sometimes it's game used balls, sometimes it's an autograph ball. And I'm like, I'm going to go in there and get my $5 item because that's what I want to do. My hope was to get 20 of $5 balls. And then I open them all up and we go, hey, Carson Fulmer. Wow. But they did not have that. And they're like, oh, we have. So my girls, Melissa and but Melissa was one. I forgot the other girl's name.
And you
And her
And Big Dog.
my bad.
You can't. What's the equivalent of like chief or big dog for a woman? Is there an equivalent for that?
I don't know,
You
man.
just say hun? Hey, hun. You say hun?
Hun?
Oh,
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
don't know.
I don't know if you can pull off the hun.
I'm pissed now because
You
I wrote
can't
it
pull
down.
off a hun.
specific.
No, I agree. You can't. I'm saying, what's the equivalent though, Treasy? Is there an equivalent to like big dog?
I think it depends. It's
Sweetheart.
between girls or between guys.
Guys
And a guy and a girl.
guy
Oh,
to
I don't
girl.
know if I know it's all you.
Oh, it is. Yeah, no, I think it's right. I think it's Mrs. B says, "Hey, girl," or Quincy says, "Hey, you."
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
yeah. It's like you kind of you get the sweet. Hey, you, how you doing? You know, that type of shit right there, right, sweetie? Yeah, that could be it. That might be right.
I'm pissed. I can't find it.
Shout out
Anyway.
Melissa and the other one.
Melissa,
Print the shirts.
shout out to Melissa and Melissa.
God damn it. It must
It's
be
actually
upstairs. Anyway,
something else.
can't find it. Anyway, I go in there and it's like they have all this stuff, and Melissa's like, "Yeah, we have balls, but they're not $5." And I look over at the sign, and the sign says $100 balls, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
Whoa.
So it's $100 for an autographed ball. So then I
Gotta
read
be good.
further, and it says signed by one of the following pitchers: Mark Burley, Jose Contreras, Freddie Garcia, John Garland, Orlando Hernandez, or Jack McDowell. So immediately I'm like, listen,
All McDowell's.
I was gonna say the McDowell ball, the
McDowell.
loser ball. That is the loser ball. If you pay $100 for a McDowell ball, you'd be so mad.
It's
I
McDowell
would
and Don
be-
Paul on the same ball.
pissed as hell if I spent $100 and it was befouled by Jack McDowell, even though young MySoxSummer
Just give
loved
me the
Jack
clean
McDowell.
baseball with no autograph. I'd rather
I
have
love-
that and stuff.
He was a great guy. He was a great pitcher. Okay.
Scrub that
But
off.
like, I followed him on. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, and he sells all of the CDs he's ever released autographed, shipped to your house for $35. So it's like I don't need anything like
you realize how
$400.
much that autograph is really worth.
So I'm like,
$35 because we know what the CDs were.
I was gonna buy 5
You gotta
balls.
average it out for the $100. You gotta average the things out. You know, some of them are gonna be worth
Little
more,
bit.
some worth less. McDowell, a lot less.
A lot less. Like it's
There you
almost
go.
like it's
Up there.
Yes,
It's Melissa and Angie.
there's
There you
Melissa
go.
right there, Angie. There we go. All right, my bad, Angie. If Melissa, do not sell me out to Angie because she'd be very mad.
I'm at least glad
so-
that Melissa was right. In the back of my head, I thought the Melissa name was going to be wrong too.
No,
Like,
oh no.
You got one
And you
one
know-
out of two. 1 out of 2 is not bad, Therese. He's hitting 500. All right, take it
Listen,
easy.
Melissa is the newest 108 super fan because she
Yes.
bought
All right.
$145 worth of merch from us.
All right.
shit.
Hell yeah.
And I
All
walked
right.
over
Go.
there
Thank you,
on
Melissa.
Wednesday, and I delivered it, and it was awesome. She's great. She's always fun. She also bags on Matt Ramsey.
Oh,
She
Oh, we're best friends with her then.
Yeah,
That's
we're already
she's like, just hey, don't tell Kier that I like you. You know, and she says that. I just outed Matt Ramsey. I'm sorry, Matt Ramsey. But anyway, I got 3 balls. I was gonna buy 5, and I was like, $500. I don't know if I can handle this. This is probably another byproduct of me taking an edible before I go down to the game. I was like, 5 was gonna be too much. 3 seems totally okay. So I bought 3 autograph balls. And I'm going to open them live right now. I have not opened them. They are sealed
all right.
from Sox Charities.
Booyah.
I wonder if they're still going to be doing
Hang
this.
on. So hang on. Before you open them, MSS.
Yeah.
Treasy, you wanna prognosticate what the balls are gonna be? So this is the exact balls you're saying, $100 a piece,
$100 each.
and it could be any of
It
the
could-
5 starters from
This is-
2005 or Jack McDowell.
This
Yes.
is an El Duque. This is an El Duque.
Do you think it's
Okay.
El Duque? I'm just gonna go this way. I'm gonna say it's a non-Jack McDowell and non-Burley.
Okay.
All right. So here
I don't
we
think
go.
it's the best or worst ball.
Okay. Let's open this. You got to be careful. They're
yes, you
certified.
do.
Okay. That is Jose Contreras.
Yes,
Nice.
Jose Contreras.
Love Hosey.
And
Baby.
that is him. Yeah. Yeah, that's Jose Contreras. Because that is, yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. Because I have him on a bobblehead. I do not have him on a ball. I don't have him on my World Series ball. So this is that's perfect.
Nice.
That's ball number 1.
I don't know what Jose Contreras' fair market value of a baseball signed is. I would guess it's probably under $100, but I wouldn't be
You know,
disappointed if I got
here's-
it in your spot.
I'm going Freddie right here. I'm going Freddie.
Here's
Going
why.
for me? Okay, all right.
Here's why it's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's MLB certed. So like the MLB certification on a ball jacks it $50, I would say.
Okay, all right. So that's
for a
nice.
good
That's
player.
nice.
So
Yeah.
like it's a legit thing. It's not Steiner. I mean, Steiner's okay, but
Yeah.
PSA DNA is good too. But like MLB, like it's I would say that it's top notch. All right, ball number 2.
Treasy, this is the Jack McDowell ball right here. This
Okay.
is the disappointment
Man.
ball.
I listen. If I get Jack McDowell,
Nothing
I'm
against
glad I
Jack.
donated it. I'm glad I donated the money to charity. But I'm going to be severely disappointed, and I don't want to be
The
that
McDowell ball
disappointed,
coming right up.
especially on camera.
Beef, the disappointment ball is when you sit on your balls. That's the disappointment.
Oh, who is that?
I can't tell because it's kind of backwards for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Mark Burley, man. I got
Yes.
Mark Burley. MLB
Woo!
certed autograph ball for $100.
Nice.
That is amazing.
Now that's
Yes.
the good get right
All right.
there, baby. Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm willing to say this right now. If this is Jack McDowell, I'm not going to care as much. Because
You're in the barn. You got the good one. You
one.
got the good one. Yeah.
All right, so who do you guys think is going to be?
Now it's
I'm
Jack
sticking
McDowell.
with Freddie. I'm sticking with Freddie.
You sweaty Freddie.
You know what? I need Freddie too. So if I get Freddie,
All right.
that would be.
We saw
I
Freddie in the.
we all need Freddie.
in the
Come on
hallway,
now.
Treasy.
You know, I'm bummed I missed that.
He
And
wasn't
I'm
that
bummed that
sweaty.
I'm just lazy and don't sign up for things. I'm just. It was a
This is
dumb-
another
We weren't
Burley.
allowed- MSS,
This is
we were not
another
allowed
Burley
to
who's
touch
going to
them.
pour
I just
the
said
tea into them by mistake.
that. Even if they wanted to touch us, especially Brian Anderson.
All right, what do you
Come
got
on,
there?
there it is. There it is.
That's Freddie Garcia.
Yes,
All
you
right.
got it.
Number 34, Freddie Garcia.
Baby, he did
Now,
good.
Beef,
He did good. Yeah.
When MSS was like, yeah, I got a little high. I was thinking $300 is an okay deal for this. Did you also expect it to be like, but I also thought $400 was finally a good deal for this. And then he was going to wheel in the gigantic Tim Anderson bobblehead.
I wish.
Easy. I'm on record saying I would have gone
That dressed up as Santa outside of his house.
I know, but I feel like you probably get it way cheaper now.
Yeah, well,
maybe a huge discount. Guy's not even in the league right now.
Somebody bought it, so you know, hey, that's good. Well, I want to thank Melissa and Angie for being great people to talk to every time I go in the Sox charity corners when Matt Ramsey's not there and talking shit on Matt Ramsey. That's awesome. And thank you very much for giving me these fabulous balls. She picked them out for me. I said, you pick them out because you probably know where they are. You pick out the good ones, and she's got some luck in those hands. So thank you very much. Nice. And yeah, go support Sox charities. If they're still doing this next game, you should get through. I mean, we need one of us to get a Jack McDowell. That would be great. That would be really good.
I can't wait to walk in there with you the next time you go so that I could see you greet them and say, hey, Melissa, and then like point and go, and Angie. Yeah, because you remembered.
I love it.
It was awesome.
Beef, how you doing tonight?
Boys, I got a little bit of a quandary. I've had a bunch of these lately. I don't know if I told you guys this, but my office on the floor that I work in the building, they're tearing up the other side of the building. My suite is one side of the floor. The other side of the floor, other people have moved out. They're tearing up and restructuring. Someone new's going to move in there. In the process of doing all this, they decided to renovate our extremely fucking old bathrooms, which is a good thing. Our bathrooms have been, they're over the hill, they're ruined or whatever. So when you get to that point of renovated bathrooms, they have to send you to a different bathroom on a different floor.
No.
Oh, no.
So now we're having to go up one floor.
No. They hate you on that floor.
And share. Well, yeah, I was going to say, we'll get there. And share the bathroom with someone else. Now, here's the thing. When you have your own floor in your own bathroom, especially after people have moved out, you get a comfort level in that it's only your office in there.
Yeah.
And the traffic isn't that dense, right? A lot of times you're just in the bathroom by yourself because, you get in and out of there, whatever. When you combine 2 floors worth of people to go into the bathroom, there's a substantial amount of more traffic. And so a couple problems that I had recently, I just want to get your guys' take on them. Number one was...
Hold on.
Yeah.
I need a piece of information before you get into this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, boy.
So just to be clear, because I thought you said it, and I want to make sure. You're on a different floor. It's the building you work in, but it's a different company up there.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not
anyone who works with me. Couple different companies have the suites upstairs. Few different companies. You run it.
You sell something?
I don't want to get too far into what their businesses are, but these are financial businesses generally. So
it's 100% a shell company, and it's illegal. Okay,
it's all white collar workers. I don't know that helps. Maybe it doesn't.
It's a shell company.
Number one. And this is me. I did this, so I don't really. I try not to have too many road games.
Yeah,
but Chorizy, 2 weeks into us having upstairs, I had a special day where I had to have 2 road games in one day. On a single day.
It's a Wednesday after they drafts. Right? Right? Too many.
It was not actually. Surprisingly, it was not. My question is this. If you have 2 road games in one day, and there's only 3 shooters, mind you, in that thing. So do the people on the floor upstairs automatically hate you every time they see you coming in the bathroom?
They're gonna avoid you. They talk about you, that's for sure. And they're gonna avoid you, but no, I don't think they hate you.
Okay. They just know when I'm coming in, they went.
That's nasty.
Yeah. That's fucking gross.
MSS. There's nothing I could do about it. But now I feel a little self-conscious when I run into anyone from the other companies. Because I didn't encounter anyone from my company on this particular incident. We'll get to the second incident in a minute, in which I did encounter someone from my company. This is not something I come back from.
I mean, okay, so it's a road game, but is it a stinky road game?
Yeah, no,
it was gnarly.
A bad one. 2 bad ones, MSS.
Oh man.
2 bad ones. The second one on the juicier side.
Oh, Beef, there is a question for you though about this. It says, "Will the renovation?" Tice says, "Will the renovation include a commemorative bronzing urinal you sneeze /shat at?"
I hope so, but I think they've already removed all that. I think they're further along in the process. They didn't realize what they should have kept from that.
Can we get that? Can we get that urinal, please, and put it in your backyard, so then I don't have to walk into your house to take a piss.
The question is beef in there long enough for the lights to turn on. I'm a quick shooter, and believe you me, in this instance, I was getting in there because I needed to get in there as soon as possible. It was one of those days, like for that.
Yeah, that's gross, dude. And rest in peace, your underwear. You probably threw them away.
I will ask
because you had to sit at a desk after 2 shats. I don't know.
No, I was okay. Actually, I was okay.
Were you? Was this an isolated event, though? I want to know because
isolated, totally.
Like you haven't done it since or before.
No, not at all. No.
So I think there is a little bit of they might have thought, oh, that guy must have been sick or something.
Yeah, that could be.
He's got the COVID.
So I think there's that. Like if it was all the time, I know there used to be a dude that would the first thing he would do when he got to work was go in and take a big nasty shit, and it was always like, man, we're not hourly workers, man. Do that shit at home.
Yeah.
Take care of that before you come here. Don't try to get paid on the clock to do whatever that is.
But it's not. You're not even on the clock. There's no clock.
Dude.
Jared O'Sullivan says, was this after the Chipotle lunch? No, there was some catered in Boar's Head, and apparently it didn't sit right. With the loaf. So
I used to work.
Didn't they recall a ton of Boar's Head?
Yeah, maybe they should have recalled this one before it got inside me. All right, number 2.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say my floor was all dudes. So every morning, if you had a piss, like you're drinking coffee, you go in there and take a piss, you're pissing. It is like a symphony of farts and toots and shitting. And you're just like, every stall would be full. And you're just like, good Lord.
That's disgusting.
And we were hourly. So that's why people were in there for like 30 minutes every day. Like you go in there, read the paper, take a shit, like every damn day, the same people. All right, move
that's
on.
Why MSS, that's why you salary employees. They don't spend all their time shitting.
All right, incident number 2.
Elmo.
This one didn't involve me. I just witnessed it happen. I happened to go up in that, and I am a person, I try not to chat with people at all in the restroom. Occasionally, if it's someone I know really well, we'll say 1 or 2 words or whatever. So I happened to run into someone who works on the other side of the business, but I know, pretty well, and whatever. We don't work on stuff daily, but I ran into the person. And, I'm coming in and they're coming out. So they make a quick chat with me or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So as I start to roll over to the urinal, I noticed them reach across me onto the counter where you would wash the sink, where you'd wash your hands, and grab something. And what they grabbed was their bag of lunch that they went and picked up.
No.
They brought it through the threshold of the bathroom. And it was sitting on the sink while they did whatever they had to do. And then I had to talk to me first, but then it was like time to grab my lunch. And I was just looking and I was like, oh, that burned into my head. I will never forget that person had their goddamn lunch in the bathroom, waiting patiently for them to finish up so they can go get eaten.
That's nasty.
The dude then proceeded to sit and eat it over the sink.
So, hey, let me get a seat. I'm going to eat my egg salad. Hey, Loaf, you've been doing really good at work today. How's it going?
Lumpy. Do
you want any of these hard-boiled eggs? I eat them in here because I got to shit immediately.
I was thinking
no, listen. You're this lazy that you have to bring you can't be bothered to go back to the fridge to get your lunch. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop off here, just leave my lunch where there's shit flying everywhere in the air, shit germs. Shit
I was thinking, what if you had to go really bad and you had been out to grab your lunch and you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. You just leave it outside the door, right? You don't cross the threshold.
You assume.
Tuck it under your shirt.
This is one of the few times
it doesn't go in there, in my opinion.
You assume the best of people. And you go, I'm going to be in there for 2 minutes. No one's going to fucking touch my lunch. I'll assume the best of these people. I normally would never do that. But in this case, I drank I'd rather do that than sit there eating my lunch thinking this was all inches away from shit moments ago.
That's people are saying, no, don't bring food in the bathroom. Timothy Meyer says, I work at a law firm and I've gone into the stall and found an empty yogurt container with the spoon. He goes, I hope we lost the case.
Oh, my gosh.
I'd be rooting against you, too.
It did remind when you were saying, like, you don't like to talk, in there. So at the old office that I was at, there used to be a bathroom where it was one stall and then the urinal was right next to the stall, right?
Yeah.
Like and so obviously if you can't see either way, but there was this dude, it was one of the craziest dudes I ever worked with. But if you went in there to use the urinal while he was in the shitter, he'd be like, who is that? You want to chat?
How do you tell them no then? They recognize your voice. You're like,
This motherfucker needs to learn what kind of shoes everybody wears and just to, like, fuck with people. Because, like, listen, Chorizy, we're not giving much away. If you're in low, Converse most of the time,
That's true.
Hey, Chorizy, what's going on, man? How about them socks or something? Like then I would be more okay with that than, hey, who is that? Come talk to me.
I wish Sam goes, Chorizy's outing himself. I wish I had that amount of confidence. I wish I had that kind of confidence. That is outlandish confidence. Let's go.
Timothy Meyer says, this is why 50 million people died in Europe in the 14th century. Exactly. Where these are unnecessary risks in this current life.
We're heading back there, man. We're heading back there. We're definitely. Holy shit.
J-Zell says Benetti the Bull probably breaks the balls off the toilet after work.
What does that even mean? I don't know. It's provocative, though.
Thank you, J-Zell.
J-Zell, Freddie Garcia ball, buddy. I didn't forget about him. That was what I wanted.
I hope J-Zell was there for it to see that happen.
Oh, man.
All right,
fucking
so what else? What else going on?
That's it. I'm done. I appreciate you guys hearing me out there. It was tough.
Steam.
Some tough stuff I had going on there. I had to get off my chest.
Chorizy,
Bitch.
So I saw this story the other day.
Oh man, he's done.
Beef needs to hear this.
Fuck you. Peace.
But MSS, there's always Tuesday. He went to go take one of those massive shits and have a little snack while he's in there.
No, I was laughing so hard I got some snot in my nose. I had to blow my nose. I couldn't be the person with the booger hanging out while we're talking, and you guys don't.
We wouldn't have told you.
It'd be a good callback. Yeah.
I saw this the other day, and there's always two sides to a story. So I'm gonna play you both sides of the story, and you guys tell me who was in the right, who was in the wrong.
Sounds like.
But let's start off with the 911 dispatcher calling out to a person. They're calling a person's home instead of the opposite. You don't normally call the 911 dispatcher. They're calling the person's home, and this is the call. This is the call. I'm going to play it for you.
I just want to let you know, congratulations, you've won the prize at a contest. It's called the Booby Prize. You are the dumbest person to call this police department on a repeated basis. So thank you for being a resident of this city, and have a wonderful life.
What the fuck?
Wow.
So that seems harsh.
Yeah.
That seems harsh.
A little harsh. Yes.
And so this guy's going to come fill the story in for us, the other part of the story. And then we're going to decide how we feel about this.
So what's going on here? Well, Karen Clinton says she's somewhat of a neighborhood watchdog in her hometown outside Cleveland. And over the years, she has called the non-emergency number of the police department a lot over such issues as road construction safety, car horns blasting at night, drinking and drug use, and so on. In fact, those calls have apparently totaled 183 times in the past 15 years.
All right. So here's two interesting points to the story. The lady that called to the other lady, the dispatcher, that was her last day on the job. So she was retiring. And this is her final call.
Was that a forced retirement?
No. She was done. She wanted to tell this lady, how much of a pleasure it's been getting calls from her, 183 over the past 15 years. And funny enough, so the other lady, the lady that has been calling the police that much, two funny things there. One, in case you didn't catch it, her name is Karen.
Comment stuff like that.
And two, she is a former police dispatcher. So I need a judgment on this, guys. Who was right and who was wrong in this scenario?
I'm just trying to math it out, Chorizy. 183 calls over 15 years.
Well, so they asked the lady about that. They asked the lady about that, and who made all those calls, and she said that's only one per month.
That's what I was going to say.
Which isn't excessive for what goes on around here.
It is not.
When I saw the thing, I was like, what could be possibly going on around here? Looks like
that was going to be my point. It's not really that excessive.
Nothing going on.
One a month. No, it could have been bunched up, and maybe there was months where there wasn't any, whatever. We can't consistently, but it sounds more ridiculous when you take it, when you put the number, but then when you start spreading it out, it doesn't sound as bad to me, but it's still a lot, especially for mundane bullshit to continually call. Now, my question is this, though, Chorizy. The dispatch side, I assume she's getting every single one of those calls, or at least she's doing an 8-hour shift, and she's catching most of them.
It's probably a small town, so she's talked to this woman over 100 times
constantly. So I wonder how much the woman who made all the calls just felt like those people get lonely, and she wanted to call in and just kind of keep them in the flow and action. I kind of feel the woman who made the calls. I think I'm okay with the 183 calls.
You're with Karen.
I'm with Karen. Right. Yeah, they're on Karen's side. I think so. Yeah.
MSS, where are you at?
So what's the town? What is the town? Was it Cleveland?
It's outside of Cleveland. It's
outside of Cleveland. So, okay, it's a small town. Let's just say probably not a lot of crime, probably not a lot of interaction. Once a month, getting a call from Karen, but saying, hey, listen, there's a pothole over here on East 5th. Come fucking fill it. Or somebody should know about this. They're gonna fuck up their new ride. Like Karen is doing the Lord's work here. And for somebody to take their time to call the person on their last day and tell them, first of all, who uses booby prize? That's stupid. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I think the delivery was really weak.
You won the booby prize. Shut the fuck up. Just be like, listen, bitch, stop calling here. Like, if you're gonna go out. Don't be like,
you gotta go hard,
I'm gonna make something really funny for Karen because Karen's bothering me.
Yeah, you gotta go fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next? That type of shit.
You just became the Karen. So no, the dispatcher that left, fuck her. No, Karen's my lady. I like Karen. We should get Karen on the podcast. I bet she could tell us some things, and then maybe she could fix the potholes around my city.
Yeah,
all right?
Yeah. Have her call some of that shit, and have her call in when you almost got shot on 63rd and Western.
Ain't nothing wrong with fucking calling in or writing a report on your phone about your neighbor parking their inoperable car that's been sitting there for 6 months, taking up a spot. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. 100%.
Let me ask you, or people shooting off too many fireworks and burning down a garage.
Now I gotta follow. Now I gotta follow
all about that shit. Fuck
now
that.
I gotta follow.
They got fireworks.
Okay.
Beef, I know you don't ever call the non-emergency number or 911. You're rarely doing that. I want to know how often MSS does, because it sounds it sounds like he was giving examples of things he's done.
Here's the thing. I know it's not you, so you don't have to drink. But when there was a pickup truck sitting in the same spot for 6 months, no city sticker, out of state plates. I'm like, what the fuck is this doing on our block? Get this the fuck out of here. It's not moving. Move it. It's winter. We're shoveling spot. You get your goddamn car out of here. If it's not working, get it out of here. And so I didn't call anybody because you don't call anymore. There's an app. You just fucking write in the name, take them some pictures.
Okay.
So how many get taken care of?
How many form fills you got?
That's 2 because I did
this month.
And this is actually kind of a funny story. So one day, out of nowhere, we have 2 garbage cans. One garbage can is gone. It is just gone. And we happen to be driving Little Miss Shortstop to school, and the little sis Summer is in the back seat, and she sees a guy pushing a garbage can down with metal that he's going to go scrap. And she goes, hey, guy probably stole our garbage can. I was like, nah, he probably didn't. But maybe he did, but it's probably not him. So I had to call to get another garbage can to do that. But that's, again, it's just on the app. You don't call anybody. You just go for the app. You're like, listen, I need another bin. And then they bring a bin to you. It's awesome. It is really easy. You don't have to talk to people, which I'd love. So it was great.
Timothy Maurer says, too bad they don't have an app for getting cops to respond to a traffic accident.
Shit. No fucking shit. That's true. You know what's more fucked up about that, Timothy, is that several police officers went by and talked to me, but refused to actually do the goddamn job. Oh, guppy time. Guppy time. Yeah, that sucked. Way to fucking ruin.
Gonna drink sitting here.
Damn it, Timothy.
Anyway, I'm with MSS. I'm siding with the Karen. I think it's
Karen's okay. She's okay by me.
It kept the boring ass jobs from being so boring. I think it's okay. You know?
Listen, is she called 183 times in a year? Yes. Okay, I can understand that. Yeah. But you don't win no booby prizes doing it once a month. Sorry. Plus, you said booby prizes. Fuck you.
Oh, wrong Giselle. There we go. Well. Giselle says, Freddie Garcia ball. If I'm not commenting, I'm not watching. Maybe one day I'll buy you Polish and walk away. No one would believe you, MSS.
No, they wouldn't. It's true.
I don't believe I just read that sentence.
You did it really well. That was all English.
It's all English words. I don't know if any of that was English.
It is.
Oh. All right. MSS.
Chorizo. You ready?
You want to pay some bills?
Here we go. Summer's not over yet. There is still plenty of time to hang out on the fabulous patio at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. Whether you're dipping crispy shrimp, diving into golden fish fillets, or just soaking up the Chicago sun with friends, our patio is the ultimate summer hangout. It's big, breezy, and built for everything from weekday lunches to weekend feasts. Let's be honest, come winter, you're going to miss this. The laughs, the sunsets, homemade cocktails. What are you waiting for? The patio is here now, and it's the place to be in the summer. Don't waste a single day. Grab a seat outside at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. Your taste buds and your future winter self will thank you. Hungry? Stop by one of our 4 locations today and put your taste buds to the ultimate test. Order ahead to avoid the wait at chicagoshrimp.com. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, serving the seafood you crave for 75 years. That patio is still open, and as you know, in the month of June, they did patio sessions every Tuesday in June. Now, they did one July 22nd. Their next one is going to be August 19th. That's the day before my birthday. Nice. So they're going to have John, Jam, and Jackson out there on the 1s and 2s. So if you want to do that. And then the last one is wrapping up on September 23rd. So, yeah, get your ass out there and go onto that patio. Chorizy, you'll be happy to know they only have plastic silverware. So you will not burn your little hands.
That's how you do it.
Not going to burn your little hands while you're trying to eat your fish. But plus,
safety first.
Not a lot of things you need. Not anything you really need a plastic fork for.
Yeah, I'm eating with my hands. I'm eating with my hands there.
So, yeah, good times over there. Go hit that patio up when it's fucking going to be snowing in probably about 7 weeks. You'll be wishing that you would have went to the patio more. So, let's go.
Beef. I hear you got a game for us.
Dude, I'm bringing back an old segment, and that segment is called Did They Fuck? We've done Did They Fuck 2 other times. People have been begging me to include White Sox Twitter personalities. I'm not tonight. There's no White Sox Twitter personalities included tonight.
Okay.
So
I was ready.
Categories we're going to run through.
Ready.
I know, but I had a few ideas, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I want to do this right now.
Take your time. When you're ready.
We'll wait on this. We'll wait till it's perfect, and I've got 7 that I really want to use here. So, all right. First up, I'm going to do some television shows. You know, I've done cartoons before, but I don't know if I've done really television shows. And so my first one, and this one's for the old timers. This was a television show called Three's Company, and the characters on screen, they all live together. Actually, that's Jack, Chrissy, and Cindy. Very interesting group living together. Chorizy-E and MySoxSummer. Did Jack, Chrissy, and Cindy fuck on Three's Company?
Go ahead, Chorizy.
I'm going 100% here. Going 100%.
Really?
It was
okay.
It's like 70s, early 80s, right? Like, I mean, like that's like the era of this. It's early 80s, I think. Yeah, that's Fuckfest 83. That's look how happy he is all the time in this show, man. He plays the bumbling idiot when the landlord comes around and stuff.
The
Because you don't
bumbling
want,
gay idiot.
Yeah, he tries to pretend he's gay. That's part of the part of the thing, right?
That's the act.
Yeah,
A
it's
man
all-
can't live with
yeah.
two women.
little
All an act.
kayfabe, you know.
all an act.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting down, definitely.
How about you, MSS? What are you feeling here? Did they fuck?
Fucked. Yeah, they fucked. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can't live with two women like that unless it was me when I used to live out west with two women and not fuck them. You know, like it's just
Right.
the way it happened. It is you. Chrissy was fun too. Like she's bubbly, she's blonde. Jack's a cool guy. You know. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Let's twist it up. This is who I want to know if they fucked. Did Janet and Chrissy fuck? And, you know, like, did they get down? Because they had to share a room. I think, that's more of a question than if Jack fucked them, because Jack definitely fucked them. But I wonder if those two got together and had a little sauce on the side.
Well, that's what I was wondering. That's kind of what I was wondering too.
Yeah.
Is if there was a three-way action. And I also want to ask you guys, are you a Janet or a Chrissy? Chorizy, are you Janet or Chrissy?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I see them on there right now. I'm trying to remember them from the show. Probably Chrissy. That's probably more my speed.
Okay. All right.
Or wait, which one's that's the dark hair, right?
No. Janet's a dark hair.
Janet's a dark
Chrissy's
Janet.
Suzanne Summers. Yeah.
Janet then. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
a Janet. Yep. Okay. MSS, you're definitely a Chrissy.
Yeah, I'm a Chrissy, but I was also Terry Gross too when she was on. Was it just Terry? Who was the one that replaced Suzanne Summers when they got in the contract disputes? She just passed away too. It was another blonde. Shocker.
I don't know quite enough about Three's Company.
But there was another blonde that replaced her. But you know, here's the deal though, too. Freaking Janet was like looked a little bit enough like Joan Jett. So I kind of dug her too.
Right.
Like,
yeah. She does have that
you're just
look
like,
to her.
I love Joan Jett as a kid, and I still love Joan Jett, but I really, really liked her then. Yeah, Priscilla Barnes was Terry. That was Suzanne Summers' replacement. She was pretty good looking too. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say no to anybody but Jack and Larry. Probably. I wouldn't say yes to Larry.
Even Larry, I think you're kind of in. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
All right,
He was a player. He was a player.
The comments.
Oh, Don Knotts 100%.
The kind of yeah. Suzanne Summers. People are Senior Sox just in time for Fuckfest talk. Absolutely. And my guy
Wolfham.
Yes. My guy SPF says Suzanne Summers has very beautiful breasts. Allegedly. I've never seen them. Only covered in shirts have I seen. So yeah.
This poor guy.
All right. Next up is a show that I think all of us enjoyed, kind of, and it's like Three's Company was in reruns by the time we were watching it. Really, this show was contemporary of us, especially when we were younger men. We were coming of age. This is a show called Married with Children, and my question for you guys, and I'll start with MSS here, is: did Peggy Bundy and Jefferson Darcy fuck? They sure had a lot of time on their hands, that's for sure.
There's no way Peg Bundy is walking out on Al. No fucking way. Al was like a high school football star, you know, and he provided a very good, lovely, like living situation for his wife. There's no way.
Yeah.
Hey,
They didn't have food.
Does she work? No. She gets to stay home on a shoeman salary. I mean, shoe salesman salary. I mean, this is now. Listen. No way. There's no way Peg Bundy stepped out on Al. No way. Especially not with Jefferson.
My successor says no. Chorizy, how about you, buddy?
In hell.
So what I'm going to say,
Bundy and Jefferson Darcy fuck.
Let me say that I agree with MSS, but in a totally different way, because I would understand if she did, because Al just wouldn't give it to her.
Yeah,
He's for it all the time. He was always crazy for it. Jefferson's a handsome dude. You know, like he's always around. You know, he ain't getting none at home, and so like the opportunity was there. But Peg Bundy is a ride or die. She's a fucking ride or die. She ain't cheating on Al. She ain't cheating on Al.
No.
Wow. Okay. You guys,
like I said, I'd understand, but ain't happening.
Well,
no.
You're both saying no. I mean, I did this under the premise that they're both the more attractive spouse. They both are home all the time. They don't do a goddamn thing. they would have had a lot of time. They could have been around each other. I don't remember them being particularly attracted to each other in the show at all. But I don't know. My mind just went wandering there. So
I feel like Jefferson, like if you took any random woman that went into the shoe store and Jefferson, I would have said yes.
You would have said yes.
I don't think he was
totally fucked. Peg wanted to get down with Jefferson. Yeah,
Peg wanted to dom Jefferson, is what it says. Dominate him. Yeah.
My gosh.
Get your weird fantasies out of our podcast, Sal. Come on. Peg dom.
Yeah, Jefferson was in the CIA, if you recall. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't just a huge losing. All right, last of the television shows, and it's one that's near and dear to my heart, and one where you have to, when we think about this one, we might have to think a little bit beyond the actual end of the show and the storyboard here. But that's a show called Sopranos. Oh, and my question for you guys, we'll start with Chorizy. Did Carmela Soprano
yeah, definitely.
and Furio Junta fuck?
That motherfucker doesn't get the fuck out of there if it didn't happen.
Fucked.
MSS is in on it too.
Fucked.
See, I wasn't sure if during the actual run of the show they did. But if you come to the conclusion that Tony gets killed in the end, then the door is wide goddamn open after that, man. It is wide open, baby.
Hopefully they could find him in Antarctica where he went to.
He was hiding out big time. Yeah.
Remember when he was shoved off, like he was gone, and like Carmela like broke down and was crying and was a mess.
Yeah.
If it's just a friend, you don't cry like that. You cry a little bit, then you have a fucking hard iced tea from Aldi, and then you're all fine. But
Peach,
this guy, peach is good. Raspberry, not so good. Don't really like the raspberry. But yeah, 100% they boned. But you don't break down and cry like that if you hadn't boned. So I get it.
The audience is like 100% with you guys. Senior Sox, they fucked.
They definitely fucked.
Nice love, 110%. Jerry Sullivan all day, every day. Sean Jankowski, yes. God. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it was an easy one for you guys. Let's change categories here.
All right.
We're going to go with some Chicago-centric people. These are Chicago royalty for the most part, and so we'll have a couple pairs here. And so my first one is going to feature the guy who owned Chicago before Michael Jordan, and that is Walter Payton. And my question for you guys is, did Walter Payton ever fuck
Michael Jordan?
Juanita Jordan?
Oh, man.
Did Walter Payton ever fuck Juanita Jordan? Start with MySoxSummer.
Oh, my God. I first of all, for you even asking that question, I don't like it.
Whoa, hang on. You slow the fuck down, okay?
All right.
There were so many whispers about Walter Payton just being a ladies' man or whatever, and all throughout his career. He owned Chicago, by the way, before Michael Jordan, okay? He was way more famous. When Jordan got here, Jordan was liked, but he wasn't. You think of Jordan and end of Jordan's career when he was Jordan. When he first got here, this was Walter's fucking town. They're not that far apart. Like, they're not a ton far. Like, I think it's like 6 or 7 years difference in age. So it's not like it's a tremendous amount. And obviously you could see their boys hanging out and all this shit. And I don't know.
Was Juanita like with MJ when he was in college and shit though too?
I don't think so. I think that was after college.
Did she meet him in Chicago? Was Juanita from Chicago? And
I think so. Yes,
right. I think that's right
because I knew someone that knew her when she was young, so I believe so. I think that's
so.
Correct.
Is there? Okay, so here's how I see it. If it goes down, this is how it goes down. Walter Payton met Juanita Jordan before Juanita Jordan met Michael Jordan. Okay, so then that potentially could they have fucked? Yes, potentially could have happened. But I don't think there's a way in hell. No way in hell. In 85, Juanita Jordan is stepping out on Michael Jordan and fucking Walter Payton. No, I just don't see it. Nope, I don't see it.
All right, Chorizy, how about you, my friend?
Yeah. I assume.
Let's add ChatGPT.
I always assumed, watching him as a player and him being one of my favorite football players of all time. I just always assumed that he fucked 80 to 90% of the women in the city. So I think she falls into that category. I think it's, if if I'm giving him that big of a distribution, I think that probably. And Michael wasn't there. He was off fucking someone else.
Wow,
So,
that's what I was gonna say. I don't know. Things were wild. You say things were wild in the 70s, 80s was wild too, man. I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
Can't even believe what happened in the early 90s when Frank Thomas showed up.
The Hunt Club was never any different than that. Timothy Maher says if we did, Jordan gave him the cancer.
Oh,
and,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Jackie Treehorn says MJ looks like a middle manager in that picture. Who the hell is going on Ebony and looking like this? What the?
Oh
it's
my
a different
God!
Time. It's a different time, man.
Look at how bald Michael looks too in this picture.
Oh, yeah.
This is a terrible
Because he's
picture, man.
trying.
What the hell was Michael doing there?
He was trying to hang on to it.
Trying to hang on,
Yeah,
man. And people are
you're
just
right.
shave your head, man. Don't do it. Okay, so ChatGPT actually has some good information. Okay, so Anita was born in Chicago and worked as a loan officer for a bank when she met Michael Jordan. They were introduced through mutual friends at a Bennigan's restaurant after a Bulls game in 1985. Dude, you imagine like fucking 1985 Michael Jordan hooking up with his wife at a Bennigan's of all places.
I love it.
Fucking Bennigan's. There is no credible information that he ever met Juanita, according to ChatGPT. So maybe I'm with Treasy now.
That Walter Payton ever met Juanita?
Yes.
Oh, see, AI is weak.
Hung out. There's 50 pictures of Peyton and Jordan together.
I'm just saying.
They have definitely met. Get the hell out of here. Come on.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, though, guys,
what?
Bennigan's was pretty fucking good. I wish they still had Bennigan's a little more on the street.
I know you were a Bennigan's guy. You would go downtown back in the day.
Yeah.
I've eaten at that Bennigan's.
Fucking good.
There's more.
See?
Sweetness is running wild. Singer Sox has two good comments. First, he says Walter Payton could have fucked Violet Myers in his prime, more so than you, MSS. Then he says Ebony is my top hub search.
Why'd you add that? Why you got to add that shit in?
He also knows about the Monte Cristo at Bennigan's. So.
I didn't realize the Bennigan's got two. Incredible. I can't believe that MSS. This is also fun. They're giving me ideas for the next one. So he goes, Richard J. Daly and Jane Byrne. That's a good one. We'll bring that one back some other time. I don't have that one lined up tonight.
Wow.
Eugene Sawyer, watch.
Need a picture of that.
It's funny. It's funny he went there because I thought Harold Washington for a minute because Harold was supposed to be a little bit of a philanderer. And then I just lost the thread. I'm like, I wasn't that interested in it, so I didn't do it. But anyway.
Man, I should ask Grok if they fucked. Grok might know.
All right.
Might have some different information.
Another Chicago-centric pair, although I'm only going to show you a picture of one of them, and very much contemporaries, and that is John Cusack and the sultry Liz Phair.
Oh.
Did they ever fuck? MySoxSummer, you're first.
It's hard. That's really hard. Knowing the background that I know of Liz Phair, that's potential. That's a definite potential that they probably boned. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes that they fucked. Just because Liz was always trying to get ahead, whatever way she could, and fucking John Cusack seems to go right in line with that. So I'm gonna 100% go with yes, they fucked.
Chorizy-E, what do you think about it? John Cusack and Liz Phair.
First, I'm gonna say yes, but Beef. I was, in my previous career, I worked in the music business.
Yes.
And I was just happy. I was driving around town with the guy, been in a lot of bands. And I was talking to him and we were just talking music and stuff. And he was asking me about, he's not from here. So he was asking me about Chicago music. And I mentioned Liz Phair and he's like, oh yeah. I'm familiar with Liz Phair. He's like, you know how you fuck Liz Phair? And I said, how? She goes, join her band.
Damn, I
don't know how true that is. I don't know where that came from.
Hello.
But it was said to me in passing like it was nothing. So
Liz Phair, very horny, apparently. Very horny.
Yeah, so I don't know. It could all just be rumor and gossip, but it was enough for me to answer yes to this question.
Horny or not, Exile on Guyville, great album.
Yeah, that's
gotta be honest.
Not bad.
That's a band.
I like Liz Phair, like great musician.
Okay. All right. The comments, Singer Sex says would. Now they're trying to bring up.
I like that.
Edward Doliak and Eugene Sawyer. I should do an all Chicago politics one next time.
I like that Senior Sacks is the guy that has 19 children is like, yeah, I'd fuck her. Of course you would. You have 19 kids. Come on, please.
Sammy Davis says Blue Sky Crew about to get this pod canceled. I don't think so. I think this is a fun, friendly podcast.
We're okay with it. Whoa.
John Cusack will block all of us. Well, he's already got people blocked.
Only if he didn't fuck. He'd be mad and then he would block us. But if he fucked, he probably wouldn't care that much. So
It'd be funny if he just showed up in the comments and was like, yep.
that'll be it.
The half iced tea, half lemonade. Not the best one, but not the worst. Better than raspberry, but not all the best. I don't know. These are not a suitable replacements.
Replacement for what?
The Sun Cruisers. I like the Sun Cruisers.
All right. Well, you went cheap, and that's what happened. All right, next up.
Got to try.
Next up, we got last two. Not the last pair. 2 pairs left. We'll call these ones high school chums. These are people who went to high school together. They're famous now. And we're going to find out what you guys think if they fucked. Now, very famously, this pair went to high school together in Southern California. And that is Calvin Baradas, known as Snoop Dogg, and Cameron Diaz. And so my question for you, Chorizy-E, is did they fuck?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say no. I mean, I think, Cameron was probably one of the hottest people in the class. And Snoop, who I love, but he was a tall, lanky motherfucker.
Yeah. Yep.
And like great rapper. And he was probably a very confident dude, probably could spit game and everything. But I think in high school, it's a lot about looks, man. And Snoop was growing into the very tall, lanky rapper that he would become. I think it's too awkward of a phase for him. Because I mean, even though at 19, when we all got introduced to him,
he was doing pretty
looking
good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good. But you got to remember, this is a couple of years before that. No one knows who the fuck he is. He was probably high as shit all the time too, which doesn't help you get laid. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say no.
All right. MSS. Snoop and Cameron Diaz, did they fuck?
I would tend to agree with Chorizy until I Googled this, and the AI overview tells me that Snoop was 1 year older than Diaz. And Cameron says that she bought weed from Snoop. And he said that he might have sold her some white girl weed at one point, which he describes as containing sticks, stems, and seeds. So he gave her the twigs and berries. I'm only going to assume because he sold her weed and he was a year older, he had the confidence to look past the great good looks of her and probably got down on it. So yes, they totally fucked. Mostly because that's what I think. Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, Long Beach Polytechnic High School, which is where they went, has sent more kids to the NFL than any other school in the entire country. So
holy shit, really?
They just breed NFL players at Long Beach Poly. Which
is
I
feel like Willie McGinnis is like an old friend of Snoop's too. I wonder if he went there, but like I remember he's an old buddy of his.
I mean, there's 4,000 students there, so I mean that's
a school.
That's a big ass school. It's like a community college, maybe bigger.
Beef, I'll default to MSS for how much time he spent on the West Coast, but as someone who hung out with a lot of the guys that sold drugs in high school, most were unfuckable. So
right. The reason you kept them around was to get access to the drugs,
for
not
drugs.
necessarily. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
So, and it sounded like he almost was running a scam. He probably didn't even look at her like that back then. He probably looked at her like, I could scam these kids out of this shit. Like that's what it sounded like.
I just wonder too if no one fucks somebody for weed. Right, you fuck somebody for like crack cocaine or heroin or that kind of shit.
Do you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's what I see in the movies. Like, I don't know. I mean, but it's like no one.
I
says,
thought you were speaking from personal experience.
No one says, "Hey, I'll suck your dick for a fucking blunt." No one. I've never heard that. Not one time. I have heard, "I'll suck your dick for some rock," but I've never heard I'd suck your dick for some blunts.
Okay.
So,
Man,
All right,
I didn't know if
just saying.
MSS was selling rock out there.
No, I was not. No.
Surprised
don't
you
give
came
it
in.
in.
His dick was very dry, Chorizy. That's what he's trying to tell you. No, it wasn't unsuckable because no rocks. He had no rocks there.
Alex has got the same idea as you. MSS speaking from experience. No, I am not speaking from experience. Not at all.
Oh, beautiful. Jared Sullivan. Snoop was definitely boned Martha Stewart. Of course. That's unquestionable. I'm not wouldn't be shocked about that at all.
I think you have to.
Yeah, the comment Zero Sox definitely gooned to Cameron Diaz the mascot.
Oh man.
We didn't even know that. Right? This is about Snoop and Cameron Diaz, not you and your
Guys,
personal time with her.
When I lived out west and I had a buddy who had a house on the beach. Go ahead and read this. Oh, we're not going to read that?
R.I.P. Bob Saget, who sucked dick for blow. I love that Bob Saget comedy special where he's like, yeah, I'm walking on the street with my daughters, and the car drives by and the guy yells out the window, hey, it's Bob Saget. You suck dick for coke.
This guy I knew that lived in Long Beach was on the beach. He used to have a 4th of July party every year. We went to his 4th of July party. His neighbor was Cameron Diaz, and she hated him because he would have parties and people would throw cigarette butts over the fucking fence into her yard, and she would go nuts. So I never met him. I never met her. I met him because I partied there, but I never met her. But yeah, he lived right next door to Cameron Diaz. He was a shyster. I loved him. He was great.
She made 183 calls to police.
And he whispered to MSS, you know, Snoop boned her in high school, right?
That's why he knows.
Inside info. That's why he knew.
She's a fan of Snoop. She plays Snoop all the time. Starts crying.
All right, last one. High school chums, or did they fuck? And this is Zach Braff from Scrubs, and Lauryn Hill, formerly from the Fugees, and had her own strong musical career as well. MySoxSummer, Zach Braff, and Lauryn Hill, did they fuck?
Denied.
There is absolutely no fucking way Lauryn Hill is fucking Zach Braff. I don't even understand this question. There's absolutely no fucking way. Lauryn Hill once made a statement, I'd rather my children starve than sell an album to a white person or have a white person buy my album. I don't think she's fucking Zach Braff, the whitest person ever. So no, that's a no from me.
Chorizy, where are you at? Zach Braff, Lauryn Hill, did they fuck?
It seems like people are so on the side that it couldn't have happened, that it must have happened. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes to this. I don't know why, but I just feel like there's some insane scenario where this happened, and it just led to the whole world being wrong about this question. So I'll say yes. I'll go the other way. When you guys zig, I zag.
I mean, here's the thing too. Like, I assume, and I don't know a lot about their high school years. I assume they're both like art school kids, right?
Yeah, I would assume
they have that kind of careers that they had.
Went to the same high school.
I assume you're both
Columbia High School in Maplewood, New Jersey.
So you're both kind of like, artsy dorks. Like, I don't know, why not? Why wouldn't you? You know, it's. I hear what you're saying, MSS and Chorizy. I'm willing to zag with you. Senior Sox says, "What if he has a BWC?"
What if he was? He's alive.
I mean,
Senior Sox. He's.
I don't know. I just don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, you're out. You're out on this. Okay.
I'm out.
Giving it to you in the comments a little bit.
I like.
He banged her to the Garden State soundtrack.
He banged her to the Garden State soundtrack.
Absolutely.
Man.
Well, thanks, guys, for participating in another rendition of Did They Fuck?
That's good stuff.
Excellent job. Speaking of excellent jobs, I bet Thomas is going to do an excellent job on this next ad read.
And here we go. The sun may be setting on summer, but the road ahead is wide open, and Mazda of Orland Park has the perfect vehicle to take you there. Whether you're carpooling to class, commuting to campus, or packing up for the dorms, Mazda's award-winning lineup is built for the season ahead. Stylish, safe, fuel efficient, and fun to drive, Mazda makes every mile matter, no matter where back to school takes you. From the versatile Mazda CX-5 to the sleek and nimble Mazda 3, there's a perfect match for students, parents, and everyone in between. Stop by Mazda of Orland Park today and gear up for the season with confidence, style, and a ride you'll love long after the final bell rings. Test drive your new ride today at Mazda of Orland Park. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
Yeah, right. Singer Sox is mad at you. He says, I just don't think so. Oh, so only you can have BWC MSS.
It's not that. He could definitely be packing, right? It would make sense.
Yeah.
He's very talented, first off. If you've ever seen him in a T-Mobile commercial, this guy is a good actor.
Just say he's very talented. Leave it at that.
He's very talented. The T-Mobile stuff is good. But he could totally have a huge dick. I don't know. But I didn't say that. I just don't think Lauryn Hill would fuck him even if he had a huge dick. I think she has plenty of access to huge dicks. And they don't have to belong to Zach Braff. That's all I'm going to say.
And that's how we lead into White Sox talk. Guys, trade deadline today.
Yeah.
Trade deadline came and went. The Sox didn't do a lot, but they did do a couple things. We're going to talk about those, and then we're going to talk about some of the things that they didn't do.
Yeah.
See where everybody lands. But let's start with the first one. Austin Slater goes to the Yankees for Gage Zeal. What a name, Gage Zeal. I like the name Gage. MSS was talking about a Gage.
I love Gage
recently.
Whoa. Different Gage, but yeah.
Different.
Maybe.
She's pretty dope.
But Beef, I want to kick it to you first. And just, I think we've both appreciated what Austin Slater brought to this team. It was weird that he was like the top target of the team for the free agency. But he is a good player. He does exactly what he's supposed to do, which is mash lefties and play a decent right field, play left field a little bit too. And even you could put him in center if you were getting real risque. But what did you think about the trade? What did you think about and where you at with it?
So yeah, I mean, I'm glad you bring up Austin Slater Chorizy. The White Sox this year, in a surprise event, watching White Sox for the past 15 years, decided to actually put a platoon in right field to try to solve the problem of right field where they've had no production for a really long time. The last time they had good production there was Adam Eaton. Or I guess an off, obviously, El Garcia year where he hit 330 or whatever the fuck, or the Adam Eaton years. It's been a while. And it worked. They didn't strict platoon the guys, but Mike Tauchman has hit the shit out of the ball, particularly against right-handed pitching. Austin Slater has smashed the shit out of lefties. And it really, they did a nice job for very low cost, covered up that spot. With regards to the trade, obviously you're trading a guy who was getting paid $1.75 million, 1 year contract. There's an old adage: you can never have too much pissing. Pissing. You can never have too much pissing either.
How you doing, R. Kelly?
There's an old adage: you can never have too much pitching. However, I'm going to say fuck that.
English language.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Chorizy. This guy, this Gage Zeal, when you look at the profile, it's like a fifth starter profile of a guy who's in fucking A-ball. Okay. The White Sox should never, ever, ever with this regime trade for a fucking guy like this. And let me tell you why. They can find decent arms basically for free to serve this purpose. And they have done this 3 fucking times this year already. Yeah. Mike Vassell, absolutely free, has filled in admirably like that. Adrian Hauser, who we're going to get to later in the trade, free, just out there, nobody, right? Shane Smith in the Rule 5, free, better than number 5 starter production. They don't need to buy a number 5 starter in fucking A-ball and hope he makes it to the majors. It's sort of a pointless exercise. Even when they spend a little bit of money, you can get Martin Perez for $3.5 million. Now he got hurt, but that's okay. He was giving good production.
It didn't work out great. It wasn't great.
Eric Fetty was only $7.5 million per year. So I don't see the utility in the White Sox doing this. I would want to smack Chris Getz and tell him, don't fucking trade for guys like this anymore. Don't trade for the guy that's got no upside in fucking A-ball, and that if it works out perfectly, he's a back end or a spot starter. Fuck that. If you're going to get those guys, get the one in AAA so we can use them right goddamn now. Don't do whatever the hell this was. And so I didn't love the trade. I'll be honest with you.
This Fangraphs page says,
shut up.
Zeal looks like a high floor depth starter with vanilla stuff. Like that doesn't seem like the kind of guy that you even want in your system.
What's the point? Right? What's the point of trading for that?
What can you turn this into?
Right.
Not much, right? Like he throws a lot of strikes, which is good, but like as soon as he goes to the next level, then it's going to be start coming up with, okay, well, he's getting the shit knocked out of him because he throws a ton of strikes without a lot of movement. And here we go. This guy just never pans into anything. So, yeah, it's a weak profile for a lottery ticket because that's what you're getting for Austin Slater. Let's be honest.
I mean, it's not
Austin
much.
Slater isn't going to bring back something fantastic.
Oh,
but Austin Slater should bring back something that is like a very, very risky upside play. So that's the kind of thing you'd want to go after.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with both of you because you both seem to be poo-pooing something. I am just going to say that I finally I trust Brian Bannister to pick a person for some reason. There's a reason that this guy was picked and they threw him on there and they're like, hey, let's put this guy in. I see something in him. I can make something happen. Let's just not argue with what he's done with other pitchers that we had this year. I mean,
we're not. I just laid out an argument how he is good at doing this. So why trade for a guy 5 years away when you get one that's right here, ready now?
But you say
that's the point. Why? What's the point of that? If you're going to get something that's far away, get some risky shit that might get here and be really fun or can do something. You can find these guys, and they did. They found 3 and unfucking guys this year for nothing. Just do that and fuck this bullshit where it's like a low end starter. Get the fuck out.
All right. I think it's fine.
I also question how much Bannister would have had to do with the trade here, right? Like, I feel like when you're trying to move a guy like Austin Slater, you're kind of seeing what people will give you for him. It's not like there's
which is almost
a bunch
nothing,
of
right?
bidders, right? Like, so maybe to your point, MSS, there was offers from 3 or 4 teams where they're like, hey, we'll give you this guy. And this was the best of a bad bunch. But like, even then, like, Bannister probably goes, out of all these guys, this is the guy that I'd want to work with. But it's just so far away. And just like, there's nothing here that's like, ooh, that's interesting. Right? Like, it's like vanilla stuff throws a lot of strikes. That doesn't
I get it.
It doesn't pump my nads, as the kids say in the 80s. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Because this is the bigger trade. This is where the magic happened. But this is one that we were like, they better move this guy. This is your only trade chip that like I kind of felt like this has to happen. And that was Adrian Hauser. So he goes to the Rays for third base / second base, Curtis Mead. More third base than second base. Right-handed pitcher Ben Peoples and right-handed pitcher Duncan Davitt. Duncan Davitt seems like he's like 26, still in like, I think he's in AA right now.
I think he's made it to triple.
He touched AAA, but I think it was a disaster. So I'm not so interested in that one. But Beef, give me where you're at with Curtis Mead and Ben Peoples. I think Ben Peoples is a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, we're watching all day. We're watching the trades, and then you start getting reports out that certain guys are probably not going to go from the White Sox. But you're looking at Hauser all day. And you're like, and he's got to go, as you're saying, Chorizy. And all I kept thinking about is that meme of bro who's like frozen, and bro's been frozen for 45 minutes. I'm like, that's guts. He's frozen right now, and we had to wait deep into the 4:00 hour before this movie made. Like, I was walking back to my car. I left the office at whatever, like 4:42 or something. And it didn't pop until I'm like almost back to my car. It's like, holy shit, man. It took a long time for them to actually pull the trigger. The Rays being the trade partner was weird in my opinion, because they did what the Rays do at some of these deadlines where they sold some shit and bought some shit. They kind of went in both directions here. Doesn't mean they're not trying to compete. As far as the haul, Curtis Mead was a really highly rated prospect as recent as 2024. I mean, it's coming into that year. He was a pretty good name prospect. The bat just has not come through at the major league level. This profile, to me, it looks a lot, Chorizy, like Miguel Vargas's profile in that very good AAA numbers. The bat was touted kind of all the way up, and then it flopped really fucking hard when you got to the majors. What do you think about that comp, and what do you think about the prospects of that bat improving in the majors?
So I think that's the thing you have to decide is, like, do you think that Miguel Vargas is a one-off kind of situation, or do you believe that there is a trend of Anthony Santander into Miguel Vargas now into Curtis Mead, and that Ryan Fuller can unlock something? And like, that's the biggest question you have there. I think one question that's kind of answered when you start reading about him. Sorry, I was about to sneeze. Trying to avoid that.
Don't snot everywhere.
That would have been awesome. One thing that seems to be pretty, as I read through a lot of stuff, is that like second base, that happened, but ain't gonna happen again. So this is a third baseman, right? Like that's your best scenario for him.
It's even looking defensive profile that it's third, first, with no, like you said, no second. So similar to Vargas in that way too.
It's very similar basically to Vargas.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, though, the power really has to be there, right? If you're giving third base or even first base at bats to somebody, I mean, 25 home runs is a minimum. So like he's got to figure out the power piece of this and just the contact piece, because there's a lot of strikeout here. He's guy can hit in zone, like makes good contact in the zone, but strikes out a lot. So like that, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. It's going to be interesting to see if they put him at Charlotte for a while and try and figure things out, or if he just comes to the bigs and just like is thrown into the mix, right? Because I don't think anyone would cry
that he's sent to Charlotte short term. But I would think Josh Rojas is on a short leash.
I don't think anyone would cry if Josh Rojas was suddenly
exactly what I was going to say. Right now, currently, Josh Rojas is a negative 1.3 WAR. Curtis Mead is a positive 0.4 WAR. So we already have a better player just according to one fucking stat. Now, no, neither one of them really have a lot in their bat. But Curtis Mead has 2 more home runs than Josh Rojas. So
Mead has the pedigree of it, though.
So
he's supposed to be that.
Well, I understand, but what I'm saying is he's going to come up and he's going to like replace Josh Rojas, because that's what it is. Rojas is just, he's in the dumpster right now. And then his running yesterday really sunk him. Like he looked back and was galloping slow. And then, I mean, Drushelli, like, don't send him. Like, come on, this guy. Ever since he cut his hair, just got nothing. He's got nothing for me. I don't.
But in general, Chorizy, I like the type of pickup this is, and most people won't like it because post hype, whatever, and got him rated, and people love like top prospects, even if they've sucked through 4 teams. But they seem to not like team 2 guy failed like Vargas last year. People seem to hate that grab. And I've seen a lot of people that don't really care for this grab so far. But the idea here is you have the playing time for these guys. And so you have a longer gestation period of like, I could throw that guy there and give him 400 plate appearances before I have to give up on him, And the same thing with Vargas. So you're going to give them time to work on stuff. I assume he'll show up at some point this season. Then you'll have the off season. Then you'll have next year for him to start working on stuff and try to work his way into the rotation. And you got plenty of plate appearances there. I mean, you'll have some DH spots. You'll have some first, some third. There should be plenty to give it a shot there. And so I like them trying this. It would have been probably a higher utility if they plucked an outfielder with the kind of the same position here. Like it was a post type guy. A lot more opportunities on this team. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I like that approach right now. While the White Sox have open spots and can slide a guy in there and say, all right, we're gonna play you a lot, and then that. They have the utility of doing that right now, so I have no problem with Mead from that perspective.
They were counting on having a lot of playing time because they're going to trade Lenny Sosa, but just didn't come to fruition.
I for one am shocked.
Unbelievable that didn't happen. But I will say that I don't. It's hard to love a trade when like this is a guy that you picked up off the street in like May, right? And like so, yeah, like. No one's gonna you're not gonna get that much exciting stuff for a guy that everybody could have had just a couple months ago. So I do like that they went a similar route, but I was interested in Ben Peoples. I don't know, how much you've looked at him, Beef, but like it does seem like a guy who they've tried to have a starter role for, but it's probably not going to work out. And this guy it feels like a guy that's going to be in our bullpen this year. Like, I don't think he's far away from being in the bullpen this year. And if they could turn him into something in relief, which it seems like he's almost there, it'd be interesting. Now, big if here, because the guy has trouble throwing strikes. He can strike people out. Trouble throwing strikes. It's just that's the kind of thing that you tend to trade for in these scenarios and see
Yeah.
if you can make it work. But I think it'll be interesting to see what they get out of him. We might see him quicker than Mead, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he could be instantly into the bullpen. He sits like 93, 96. His mix is mostly just fastball slider. But I saw some blurb about like he had started working on a changeup, and I wonder if they saw him and thought, "Oh, we think we can teach him this kick changeup." No, that some of these guys are whatever to help him be a little more effective.
We can ruin his arm.
Well, and at this point, you just grab a guy, right, and it's okay. You're going to give it a shot and put him in the bullpen. But it does feel like another one of these mismatched parts that they might try to feed through the bullpen here. I looked up; he is Rule 5 eligible now, so he has survived. Rule 5 at least one time. He'd need to be added. He's not currently on the 40 man. So, but I agree with you. Quick mover, probably someone we'll see in the bullpen on the stretch, kind of like last year when they turned over the bullpen a little bit. Although I don't think there's too many people in that bullpen right now that they DFA. And since they didn't trade anyone from it, it might be a little longer before we see a guy get turned over and thrown into that bullpen. So maybe a little different.
Well, it depends though. It depends on what they do for the fifth starter. Right, because they've got to wait for Martin for a little bit at least to come back, and then you're going to start winding down Shane Smith. If you start giving Vassell innings, or if you start giving Tyler Alexander a lot more innings, like you might need another bullpen arm in there. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that one goes. I'm interested in him though. I am interested in him only because I feel like he's very close to being someone we watch. You know, it's always tough when you get like a single A guy. And you're like, okay, I'll see that guy in like 3, 4, or 5 years, and you kind of just forget about him. So this one is, both of these guys seem closer. The other guy, I don't know, he must be related to somebody in the org. They're just like, yeah, we'll take him too.
Well, it's funny, Duncan Devin, he's a fifth starter type too, except he's in AAA. So this is fine. Here's what you do: you grab those fifth starter guys. If you can use them in the next 2 months, great. If you can't, he's probably not going to be here. Probably be, cut on the wayside or whatever. It's probably just a little additional depth. They say he throws from a low slot, and I guess what that means these days is the guy throws basically sidearm. So I mean, and that's why I saw a little bit of tape on him. He kind of throws sidearm. It's sinker slider stuff. It's like throw some ground balls, 5 and fly type crappy starter. I mean, like which they could use in the real short term. I just wouldn't trade for that guy who's an A ball that has that profile too. So
Alex in the comments says Savale DFA soon.
We'll see.
Could be.
You never know.
You know, that's something we talked about too. Is like, do they like Savale? Like once they got him in here, and we saw him do a couple boneheaded things, right? And like it's like, okay, is this a guy that they really want involved, or are they gonna just get rid of him at some point? So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what we do there. But okay, so those were the 2 trades. I think speaking of people that we didn't trade, and one Beef, you wrote about this. Do you think the White Sox missed a golden opportunity to trade Grant Taylor?
I mean, I personally think they do. I think this was a deadline in which reliever values were pretty high. And I saw someone say, they're not overvalued. That's just the value they are. That's just what people are willing to pay for these relievers. But you saw the hauls that were coming in, and not even just the Mason Miller one. Just there were other relievers that were the Minnesota closer, hauled a bunch, and there was the reliever from the Giants that took down a pretty nice prospect haul. Even though some of those guys are butting up against 40 man and all this shit. Regardless, when you're at the bottom, like we can take on all the risk of, the guy's got to be added to the 40 man. Who cares? We got a bunch of bullshit on this 40 man. Get rid of some of these assholes and put a guy on there who's useful. So my thought there was that like they could probably have gotten themselves a legitimate difference maker bat if they wanted to trade Grant Taylor. It's not without risk. Taylor might end up being a stud either as your closer or as a fucking starter. I don't know. The guy might be a monster at some point. But this was a juncture, an opportunity in which you could move along from him and garner something big. I don't think Getz and crew are at the point where they want to take those types of risks. I just think they've been buying cheaply, low cost type stuff and gambling a lot in that. This would be a higher risk gamble, in my opinion, because it could blow up on your face very badly if you miss on it. Even though I think it could have been fruitful. So although I think they missed the window, I didn't see them actually come to fruition and going to the Dodgers and saying, yeah, give us this one of your top prospects, or going to the Tigers or whoever might be looking for a reliever and say, look, give me one of your top 3 prospects here. Even though, Mason Miller got a top 10 prospect at this deadline, so I wish it would have happened in a way, just because it would have made the deadline really exciting and it would have given the White Sox a little more offense. And I think that's the side of the ball that we're more concerned about them building up, but it kind of is what it is.
I think Grant Taylor has 2 things going for him. He's coachable and he seems to be well liked, and he does what they ask him to do. So getting up here and he's doing whatever's possible to help the team and go forward. I don't think you can find those guys just anywhere. You can get some guy in that's a bad apple. He's like, I'm well for me. I don't want to do what's best for the team. I think Grant Taylor is making an exception right now, right? Not doing what he wants to do. He wants to start. They're like, listen, you can't do this. You should do this. He's listening. He's succeeding. I think you keep a guy like that around. I think it's a good thing. There's a good upside on him, and I don't know if it would. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Do you think there's some of it too, like if you're one of the young, kind of supposed to be core guys, like that, it would upset the kind of the ecosystem to be like, yeah, this guy's coming up with you. Well, get him out of here. We're going to trade him. Like let's keep turning this over. Like, do you think it? Because I don't think anyone in that room would be surprised at Austin Slater getting traded, right, or at Adrian Hauser getting traded. But how does that group react to one of them getting traded? Like,
right.
does it make it feel so far away when they're trading guys that you're like coming up with?
Well, but yeah, I think you have something there too, because it is like he's doing what you're asking him to do, and he's succeeding doing what you told him to do. Why shouldn't he be rewarded? Like, why would you get rid of him then? Right? Like I think there's a lot of unknown. And I know we've joked about this in the past and for a totally different reason, but like there's a lot of unknown with Grant Taylor and Sox fans, and apparently Sox front office likes that unknown. And this guy, the positive upside, I think is too much to just give away. But I know you could get something, Loaf, but I don't know. Like,
that was the thought. You get something equal upside, but on the hitting side, that's
right.
But you think there's any scaredy wang from seeing what Crochet became, from what like people kind of thought like, oh, let's pigeonhole him into this reliever role because he can't stay healthy and this and that, and Getz sees, oh, this is what this could be if he became a starter, and there's just kind of like I don't know, like some overwhelming optimism of like what this could be, and why would I get rid of that?
Yeah, probably there is. But we heard Brian Bannister talk about him, and he laid out the risk profile. And so while there is a substantial upside, it's not that there's no downside too in the risk profile of a Grant Taylor. And so I think that, yeah, that there probably is a level of too, like we're not going to get the Mason Miller return for him because he has not been a shutdown closer for a full season or anything like that. Mm-hmm. He's been alive, terrific looking arm that still has a 4.5 ERA. And so maybe other teams, they like him, they like the profile, the potential, or whatever, but we like it more, kind of thing. Maybe there was a level of that. I like I said, I also just think that they're worried about the reverse implied odds here, and that this could blow up spectacularly in their face. The guy could become great, and they could bring in a hitting prospect that maybe they're not 100% sure about, but should make it. And then that thing flops, and it's like, wow, you just gave all that stuff away. They'll play it safer for now. Let the guy be in the bullpen, and they'll figure it out down the road as to what they want to do. But when you start looking at where could the White Sox get impact bats, 50 FV prospect bats, Chorizy, you'll probably get one at the top of the draft next year. And then that's it. Good luck. I hope you can find them somewhere else, or I hope you're going to put the money out there to buy them,
Beef, I will put one more thing on the table here, though, so that to think about. So, you're mentioning the bats, and they have not been able to develop bats. They've not been able to go out and find them. The other thing that they haven't been able to develop or go out and find is a goddamn fireballing reliever. Like, that bullpen has been completely devoid of that. And when they do get guys that could throw 98, 99 miles per hour, they stink. They stink. So I think if Bannister's has any say over this, he's going to hold on to that guy fucking dear life. Like, don't trade that guy. That's the first guy that I have like this. And when Burrow comes back, hopefully we've got two, right? Like that. So I think that there's some level of that too. Like, yeah, they can't develop the bats. They can't develop this either. And so like you gotta, like they're gonna patch it together however they do. And they've done a good job of bringing it together this year in the bullpen. But God, you need some of these guys. And those guys, as noted at the deadline, they're fucking expensive too.
They're expensive too.
Yeah. I think there's some of that to it. All right. Another guy that did not get traded. And I want you guys' opinion on how you feel about this. I'll start with you, MSS. Luis Robert Jr. did not get traded. Are you shocked, thrilled, don't care, need more information on who Luis Robert is?
That's rude. I know who he is. He's an up and coming third baseman for us. Okay. No, I'm not all that shocked. We have people in the section that know what they're talking about. Josh Nelson had a lot of dope, as he likes to say, and was like, apparently the White Sox were asking for a lot for Luis Robert, which I understand. The guy he's been crushing recently, and you're only as good as now, right? And he's been doing good. So maybe you go out there and you try to get something. And if you don't, hey, you still have him. Now, do I think he's going to get $20 million next year? I used to think absolutely not. There's no way they're picking up this option until I read it 97 times that they have such a low payroll and a new money guy back there that maybe they will pick up the $20 million option on Luis Robert. It's again, we talked about it last week. It's not our money, right, Chorizy? Who gives a fuck? Spend the $20 million, keep them around. If they see that's moving the right way, I don't know. Like I also read today, he's playing well because he wants to get traded and get the fuck out of here. I don't know. So it's hard. We'll see how he finishes the season. But I also, I don't see. Loaf, you were talking about like being embarrassed and being like, what is it? Not being cocksure, being gun shy on something like that. This is another one that would blow up in your face. If you traded him for somebody that is nothing, you get absolutely nothing in return. And Luis Robert goes to somewhere and becomes a huge fucking megastar and figures it out like people think Andrew Vaughn is becoming in Milwaukee. So I know I'm not shocked. And I'm really not like I like Luis Robert in center field, and I was worried about what was going to replace him in center field. So I'm okay with him being here for the rest of the year. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But yeah, the embarrassment factor at least is a lot lower.
Yeah, I think one thing that's interesting about all of this is that like the market was actually a little bit tough for them to sell off of Luis Robert because Cedric Mullins was out there, which you did not expect the Orioles. We talked about this last week. You didn't expect the Orioles to be out there. But then the other thing was like the Twins were very much in sell mode. And so like a Harrison Bader is out there. And so like there's a lot of other guys that you could go and get, and people did. And there's a lot less question about what those guys are. So it made sense that they weren't able to move them. Beef, where were you on this? How do you feel about him staying around?
Well, I had Alex Root on the Ajou 2 weeks ago, and he basically predicted almost exactly the type of deadline the White Sox would have kind of to a T, that all these relievers, almost none of them were going to move because there'd be no appetite for him. And with Luis, he leaned towards he didn't think he would get moved. And he thought that there would be some potential that the White Sox might pick up the $20 million next year and just hold on. When you juxtapose that with watching what the returns were for the hitters in this trade deadline, the Eugenio Suarez return to me was horrible. I was like, wow, that's all they got? And this is the best bat, far and away the best bat at this deadline. And it didn't cost very much. I was like, teams are just so realizing that the hitting is so difficult these days that paying up for that, they're scared. They'd rather pay for the run prevention side of it. They'd rather pay up there because they think they're a little more sure that that's going to actually work. And when I saw Cedric Mullins, Teresa, you mentioned him in there, it's not that he, I guess in a way he's kind of blocking Luis because he's out there, but he was also a good barometer of like, holy shit, that's all you can get for a guy who plays center field and is like decent offensive guy? fuck? Why would I want to trade anything in that vein? And I think that's why you didn't see the hitters moving at such a ferocity as you did kind of the bullpen pieces and then the pitchers as well. And so the market's just not absorbing them. And so, a combination of the White Sox feeling that there's more value here and then looking at a really depressed hitting market, it made sense as you got here. I found myself being happy that they held them. From the perspective of, and we talked about this in the last podcast, we talked about the tweet storm from Ken W. But keeping these guys together and just seeing how does it look like for the second half? Just let them play together and see what it looks like. And now, as you're saying, MSS, we have nothing behind him to play center field. There's no center fielder in waiting here. You could put Unk there a couple days a week, but he's already 34, and I don't want to break him just trying to play center every day. Brooks Baldwin has looked rough in center field. You could throw him out there.
Very rough.
So it's better if you have a real center fielder and kind of watch the pitching and watch the rest of the lineup go. And so pleased, but not. If you asked me a month ago, shocked. If you ask me the days coming up into it, not that surprised anymore.
Yeah.
How about you, Chorizo?
I'm a little surprised he didn't move. I was waiting for the last. I told you guys this. I was waiting for the last minute. He's traded to the Dodgers for nothing. Type of deal. I was a bit surprised that he didn't go. I think though, if I'm looking at this overall, it leads to some interesting questions going into the offseason. And I think when we start to answer them, we'll get to see a little deeper into this org than we probably would have if he had been traded. Because there's not a lot of offseason decisions that are as volatile as what his is going to be, right? Because you didn't trade him at the deadline and now you dump him for $2 million, right? Or you pick him up for $20 million, right? There's no real in between there that makes, those two outliers, neither one of them seem to make great sense. And so you have to wonder if they're going to go to the table with Scott Boras and say, hey, no one's going to give this guy $18 million next year. So nowhere is going to produce $20 million next year for Luis. So let's figure something out. Or if you're going to go to Scott Boras and say, my man, we will pick this up, but this has to repair the relationship. We got to start. Right. We got to start working on more
together
stuff
again.
Together. Those assholes are gone, right?
We're a different group.
We're gonna give this guy $20 million.
You remember that guy?
$20 million. We're gonna.
Not
this
that
is
guy.
The pillow contract that you would be lucky to get out on the market. We're doing you a favor, So let's see what you're gonna do for us. And so I think there's we'll see how they negotiate this. I'm very interested in how this team negotiates when it matters. And this is one of our first moments of getting that, our first little glimpse of how does this team negotiate with, and this ain't even a star player at this point, but a star-ish player in their circle right now, in their offseason, this is going to be the biggest star they deal with. Right. So I'm interested to see how they handle that. And so while I don't know if I'm sad or mad or even care that he didn't get moved, I'm looking at what does this opportunity bring for us, right? Right. I mean, I'd love it if Luis just forced the issue and hit 10 home runs in the next month, and we're like, oh well, he's getting the $20 million. But I kind of doubt. I think it's going to still be streaky Luis. Every once in a while, he gets our hopes up and then goes on a cold streak. I'm very interested to see how this flows. But speaking of the White Sox offense and how they can go on streaks, they're on a massive heater right now.
Massive.
Since the last time we had a podcast, it's 6 games, 35 runs in those 6 games.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's go.
BeefLoaf, have they finally turned a corner offensively?
I think they have, Chorizy, and I think it's specific to hitting the long ball. I'm going to bring up a graph here of you to show you what they've hit since the All-Star break. Colson Montgomery has 5 home runs. Mike Tauchman and Miguel Vargas, Big Al Vargas, got 3 each.
Al Vargas.
Benintendi, Robert, Caro, Teal, all with 2 each, chipping them in. The White Sox have 23 home runs in 12 games since the All-Star break. Now, what I want you to peek over to, there's a column in this graph that says ISO or ISO, okay? And you'll see that number, highest is 370 for Colson Montgomery, and then you have some people that are dipping down low.
What is ISO?
Linear at 128 or whatever. So what that is that's your isolated slugging percentage. That's the difference between your batting average and your slugging, meaning that's how much you're hitting extra base hits, which is really important. Teams that are like a good power hitter is above 200 generally. Okay. The league average is 156. The White Sox for the entire season are at 136. They've been terrible. They're 28th in MLB. They're just ahead of the Padres and Pirates. But since the All-Star break, the White Sox ISO is 222. That's 4th in Major League Baseball. They're pounding the baseball, lifting it, pushing it out of the ballpark. Some of it's conditions. Some of it's the heat here in Chicago. You saw Luis Roberts' home run to right field that looked like a normal fucking fly ball and soared out of here. The important part is they're getting to all that, and that is a huge key for winning baseball games at Sox Park. And so, yes, I think they have turned the corner. Yes, I think they're going to hit enough fly balls in the heat where the offense is going to be productive. I don't know what that bodes for the long term. I don't know what that bodes for future seasons or whatever, but this current team in this iteration, I think they have turned somewhat of a corner.
I love it. Let's get a drink real quick. Our guy Trey, he just says
he's going to bed
late, but gonna watch in the morning. Cheers, high as fuck.
Cheers,
Trey.
Chorizo, when the Sox came out Friday night and they like destroyed the Cubs, right? And they just put up a shitload of numbers, a shitload of runs on the Cubs. It was fucking great. Saturday, they like returned to earth, right? And they didn't have it. They weren't hitting, they weren't scoring. And you're like, okay, this is kind of what I expected. We're playing like no slight against the Rays, but like we're playing against a team where you're just like, maybe they're not as good, right? Or like, but the Cubs are a good team. I hear
they are
daily.
They're very
on
good.
670, how great they are, and like we shelled them Friday, Saturday. We're like, oh fuck, but then Sunday came around, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe we're okay, because it was a competitive game, not a high scoring game, but a competitive game. So as soon as I'm out on these guys and saying they probably did not turn a corner, they fucking will go out and win 2 against the goddamn Phillies, who are a good fucking squad, and put up a bunch of home runs against these motherfuckers, score runs. They never stop, and they're churning. They're churning to get runs. Like games that we would have said last year. Aloha and I talked about this. We've talked about this. Games that you felt like last year they would have just like packed it up and been like, yep, we're down 3, fucking not winning now, so we might as well just figure out where we're going for dinner. And now this year they're fighting till the end, and they seem to make it happen. And I just yes, I'm gonna agree with Loaf. They have definitely turned a corner. They have figured out how to get timely hitting, like that. And that's I think that's kind of important. Like they're not just, and they are hitting the shit out of the ball. Loaf, the home run stuff now, it's coming true. It came true. It wasn't true when I said it, but now it's true. It's true now. Now
it was a lot of home runs.
It was true back then. Don't worry.
It was a lot of home runs. It's got a lot more. Beef, we got a question from a Yankees fan out here.
I like it.
Yankee fan here. What can you tell us about Slater? Thank you for the question, Anthony. Yeah. Beef, you want to give a little quick synopsis of Anthony's? To Anthony about Austin Slater.
Yeah, absolutely. Very solid in both corner defensive spots. Can play right or left. Smash the shit out of left-handed pitching. So he's probably gonna be in a lineup against lefties. Has got power and is willing to hit a lot of fly balls. So you're gonna get home run power out of the guy. You should have some fun with him. He should crush the shit out of left-handed pitching. And it seems like the Yankees do need that balance, especially if Aaron Judge misses some time. So it should be helpful in the short term.
But Anthony, if you are with a glove, if you are at the game watching it, you're having a couple beers, you see Austin come up against the right-handed pitcher, that is the time to go to the bathroom. So
right.
But against lefties, you definitely stay in the seat. Oh. These guys are going too fast. I'm clicking all.
I was saying, you clicking every button there. That was great. I was like,
everything just kept moving up.
Going for?
All right. Yeah. So, in terms of the offense, I think that the interesting thing here has been a certain guy, which is Colson Montgomery. So Colson Montgomery has hit 5 home runs since he's been here. He's trending towards the rookie of the year that I bet on at 80-1. It's going to take a long time to get there. If you look at his 162,
especially because Nick Kurtz had 4 home runs in 1 game, not just 5.
That's hurting me. I need that guy
out a little bit.
We might have to kidnap that guy. That's
you got to get him hooked on a gambling charge. It'll be with Emmanuel Clase.
You know what?
Of kidnapping somebody, definitely announce it on a podcast and a public forum that it's on the internet.
Too many people bet on you with that last home run. We think you're cheating.
That's the easiest way to go. Would I really do that? If I was going to do that, would I have really said it to
you get away with it? I would not. I couldn't get away with it. I couldn't.
But Colson's it's looked real. The power has looked real with Colson. And it's not just him beating up on right-handed pitchers. It's him hitting home runs off of left-handed pitchers too.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking you guys, I'm obviously the guy who's been in his corner the longest. As soon as everybody was out on him, I was in. And I've been hardlined on Colson for a while. So I don't want to be the one to answer this. But Beef, is Colson Montgomery's power the key to the next White Sox offensive core?
Yes, absolutely.
100%.
Let me bring the graph back up here because let's look at the rest of the profile. I pointed out the 5 home runs. The 16 RBI has been talked about everywhere as like a absolute shit ton since the All-Star break, which it is in only 12 games. But when you look further down the profile, Chorizy, in the 12 games since the All-Star break, that's a 0.0% walk rate. He hasn't even taken 1 free fucking pass.
Why think about it?
Games.
When there's so many pitches to hit, why would you watch them?
26% strikeout rate. The batting average isn't. It's okay. It's like a mediocre batting average.
What it is.
61. It's all in the slug. It's all in the power. And one of the things you got to realize, and I was talking about the ISO in the last segment, is like winning in Sox Park. You can forgive all your other ills if you reach the stands with a few balls during a game, and you just set up a team that is capable of doing that. And in the second half, the White Sox have been that team, and they've been great. They're 8-4. In the first half, they were absolutely not that team. They were looking at so many pitches, and I don't know, they had the team meeting about not attacking the fastballs. That's a key too, that they weren't attacking them. Look, Colson hasn't looked. If we're looking at the full body of work, he hasn't looked great. But what he has done is when he hits the ball, he's hitting the ball hard and impacting it and creating home runs, and that's hugely the key. I think that's the thing that's going to make everything else forgivable. If he continues to get to the power and uses the long levers, it will make everything else work.
Stay healthy, play incredible shortstop, and hit a fucking home run every so
Don't even need incredible shortstop with the power.
No,
I would love it, but I don't think you need it.
No,
I think we need it.
Let's dig into this for a second. Because I think it's an important topic, and I don't know if I need to hear incredible shortstop, but does he need to be a shortstop? Like if we're talking about like how much power does he need to produce if he's a third baseman? Because I think it's much less if he's a shortstop. If he's a 25 home run guy, 20 home run guy, even at shortstop, that's great power at that position. If he's that at third base, I'm not there with it, right? Because now we got because in that case you'd have 20 home run first baseman Big Al Rojas.
Vargas. Big Al Vargas.
I'm still on Josh Rojas. But
MSS has already cut Josh Rojas. You don't have to think about it.
I know
he's gone.
He's gone.
Here's why
Curtis Mead is our utility guy. But if you're only between Vargas and Colson at the corners,
yes.
If you're getting 40 home runs out of those two positions, are you happy? I'm not.
No,
I need a lot more power out of that.
I'm not happy, and that's why I still need him to be a good. I need the power, and I need it and I guess you're right. But if he's not good, like as a shortstop. We can't move. We need Chase to go to second, right? I like Chase more than I like Sosa's upside, right? Sosa can't do anything in the field. So we need me to hit and hit some good power at third, but also be a good third baseman. So I feel like then Colson can play in the position that he wants to play in, which is shortstop. Might make him happy, might let him fucking hit more. Sosa's fucking everything up right now with his power. And that's fine. We'll take that. It's okay.
Hang on a second. I must have said the point here. Sosa is fucking everything up by how well he's hitting.
He is.
So he's got to be in the lineup. Right?
He has to be in there because, and I mean, mostly it's Josh Rojas' fault, but I'm gonna Sosa is working himself into like he is too damn good to put him on the bench or just have him come in every once in a while, and the motherfucker can't play anywhere other than second base. Like that's all he can play. So we need to we need him out of there. So and then we can play in their like regular position. But
well, the good news is Ryan Noda's healthy, so we got everybody in the regular position, guys.
Oh, it moved when you said that. Like, that's noted. Yeah, great. He's coming back. Okay.
David Crosby says Sosa's baseball dumb. I wish I would have clipped the tweet. Someone had tweeted that he's generationally dumb in baseball and swings at every pitch, and I think I love him. It's like, fuck, I should have grabbed that tweet. Whoever did that.
Yeah, you know what? You just put that back up, and it says that before June 29th, Colson only had hit one home run above 95 miles per hour. Whatever the fuck this guy's doing, keep fucking doing it, because this has been a fucking shock to me as a guy that definitely said this guy's never going to be an MLB player. Well, I don't know why we're doing this. Is he the last guy of the regime? Something clicked. Maybe it was a quick trip to Arizona to fix that shit. You know, it worked. Apparently worked for Vaughn too.
Well, I want to ask this. Okay,
now going somewhere else.
I'm glad you brought this up because I did have this in my notes, but I wasn't sure I was going to bring it up. You were the guy who was saying, you know, the White Sox PR tried to push this motherfucker as a savior. Yes. He's the last one they tried to do that with, and you were very cognizant of it, and you brought it up several times on podcasts, and it was a great point. And we realized at some point, though, like they backed way the fuck off of that when he wasn't starting the season here. And kind of, do you think that when they did all that, when they moved off of that shit and just sort of made it, guys, it allowed his psyche, his ego to go and take the coaching in Arizona and fix these things that were wrong, where he didn't have to be this perfect guy anymore. It's just, you're just one of the guys now. You're not the goddamn savior. You're just one of the guys. I was thinking about this a lot. Like, is that what healed him? Did it heal him? Like saying, okay, we're not going to throw all the PR at you. You're just another one of the dudes. Just get yourself fixed.
You have sullied your rep. Now there is no rep. So come out and just do whatever you want now and to see if you can survive. And he's flourishing. I mean, for what it is, he's flourishing. I mean, I like second half Colson. And this is amazing shit. This is good stuff. I don't know if it's going to last forever, but you know what? I'm willing to give it a fucking chance, and I will throw money at it. I just like what he's doing, and I don't know. I was totally wrong, but yes, I don't know. I just don't know what happened.
What's that bar rescue guy? John Taffert?
That
asshole?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you want him to come in and just break down all of these players, just like to take them down to the studs and then build them back up. Be like,
there is a lot.
Shit. You're not shit, kid. You can't hit. You're striking out all the time.
There is a level of you think of yourself as something, and so then you become uncoachable at it, or you become unable to break down and say, look, I'm not doing this right. I got to figure this out or whatever. You know, Alex Root in the comments says, told you all the dude just hated the city of Charlotte. That could be true also. He may be hating Charlotte. I have no idea.
It's like, now who's going to be the one that steps up and takes credit for this? Is Ryan Fuller going to be like, that was all me?
I mean, he's going to get the praise.
He's going to get the
praise.
Yeah. I mean, he should, right? Like,
what do you see when he does with Curtis Meade?
He couldn't fix Eloy, but he definitely fixed Colson. So, like,
I mean, he's fixed a Big Al Vargas. I mean, Vargas is a project of his, right? And then I would assume Colson fits under that as well. So there's been some fixing here.
Nice.
All right, that's our White Sox talk for tonight.
It's a lot of White Sox talk.
That was a lot of good stuff. I mean, it's a huge trade deadline. Our guy Gino got traded away from that beautiful hitter's ballpark in Arizona, and now he's got to go play in Seattle, and that is very good for our RBI bet for Pete Alonso.
Yes, it is.
Question.
Also, we are trending right towards that 50. We're looking good.
We're looking
yes,
terrific
for sure.
right now.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
How well do the Sox have to play for us to start doing the Sox part of the podcast in the beginning of the podcast and switch the fun stuff to the end of the podcast?
They got to lose less than 100 games this year.
Really?
Then we'll flip it, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
lose less than 100. Okay.
Yeah.
They got 99. We're on the quest for 99
they got
losses
20
to get, okay.
What, 23 wins to go? They got to win
Yeah.
23 games. And then they can move back to the front of the show.
I mean,
Until then,
Stay in the back.
it's fucking doable.
we're
that is
playing
totally
Did They
doable.
Fuck before we talk about the trade
Okay.
deadline.
I was just thinking about that. It was
I don't know. I
definitely
think
in
the
my
audience
head. It was
likes
like,
that.
when do we switch over? Because they're definitely fun bad right now. So
I mean, I was checking all show. We didn't lose any audience all the way to the back of the
Yeah,
show.
no, it's actually
I
increased.
guess it's okay. Everyone hung around. So
yeah, no,
Well, now
for sure.
we're-
I'm not
it's
worried
time
about that. I'm just respect.
We'll lose some now because it's time for thank yous and GFYs. BeefLoaf, who are you thinking of GFY?
I am going to thank Danny Parkins for doing the Cubs for a Cure radiothon and pushing us to strive to donate more money. We donated $2,300 today with the help of all you guys in the 108 family and the White Sox Twitter community. But I also want to give a special thanks to MySoxSummer because he's the one who really rounded up the troops to get the community to pitch in, buy some merch, swell the pot up so that we can get to that number there. We originally were only going to commit to about $1,000, but with all this stuff happening, yeah, it was almost 1,100. But Danny came and told us there was a guy who would double up our thing, would put 4,500 in after we put 2,300 in. If we do Rhino and he'll do Bobby Jenks, and then MSS just thought, let's see if everyone else wants to pitch in with us. So you guys did a great job out there buying merch.
Yeah,
it covered more than half the 2,300, so that was really good, very helpful to us. And so I just want to thank you guys and thank MSS for all the work put into this.
Well, cheers.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you for the thank you.
MSS, who you thinking?
I want to thank everyone that participated, bought a lot of stuff from us, and like people that like I don't want to out them, but there's a certain guy on the West Coast that bought 4 fucking OG fan chains. I mean, that's insanity. That's some insanity shit.
Bless
That
you.
makes me think I had a good idea. I'm going to probably order more of them. So, and then they're going to sit in my basement for forever, but I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. We'll see. Maybe we'll get some hot pink. We'll get some hot pink links or something. We'll get some funky stuff. But yeah, so thank everyone that did that. Everyone that purchased. I mean, even the guys that purchased little stuff, like you spent $17.99 in our shop, dude. I appreciate that. All right, because you're getting stuff out of my basement and you're supporting a good cause. So we all appreciate that, and thank you very much. Now, on another note, tomorrow, and I'm going to cut sales off Saturday. Fun bad. We're done. Tomorrow is the last day to purchase this shirt. So go get your Fun Bad shirt tomorrow on the website. We will still donate all those profits. We will get rid of however it goes till August 1st. That's tomorrow. So please feel free, buy it up. It will be gone Saturday. So yeah, we're gonna close off the sales of Fun Bad. Chorizo, who you thinking of GFY?
Well,
I'm sorry.
I got a few. An early GFY to all the people that message MSS after like 3 days of buying the Fun Bad shirt, which it's a pre-order. It's not shipping right away. It's a pre-order. All the other stuff ships right away. He gets it out the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a couple thank yous. I got first, like everybody has been saying, thank you to everybody who donated to this. This was awesome. I couldn't believe how quickly we started ratcheting up towards the 2,300. I was super psyched about that. And again, Beef, to echo yours, thank you to MSS for doing all the legwork. I mean, he's out there doing the videos and tweeting and shit. He's shipping all of this to you people.
Almost shipped everything.
All the real work is what you mean.
Yeah. and there ain't even a good post. We were just talking about this. There's not even a post office by us anymore.
No.
You gotta travel to the ends of the earth to get to a post office over here.
I gotta put it in a box at the UPS store and hope it doesn't get stolen. And we've been good so far. Double thumbs. Good job.
But you're gonna get instantly robbed.
I do have a GFY. I do have a GFY though.
Another one.
and this is to a lot of people.
Ooh.
Okay. I've seen, like as we start seeing some of these gambling things come up where it's like, oh, this guy got busted. Everybody just points and goes, well, all the advertising all around. It was inevitable that this would happen. And I hate to break this to you again. I feel like I'm always breaking news to people about how the world actually is. Athletes have been gambling all along. The fact that it wasn't legal made it almost impossible to detect. The shit that Emmanuel Clase is being accused of, they would have never figured that out. But since it's all legal and all the sports have access to the data, they can find anomalies and go, hey, this happened. This is weird. We should investigate this. And I'm not even saying Clase is guilty. Right. I'm just saying that you can't blame the legalization of it, the advertising for it, as the reason that it's happening. It would have fucking happened anyways. Do you think in the movie Blue Chips they would have had the scene with Tony shaving points? If people hadn't been shaving points forever, there's 80 documentaries about people that were cheating and gambling on all this shit during the 80s, the 90s, the 70s. The fucking aughts, when the Black Sox did it. This shit has been going on forever. You could make it illegal. You could say, hey, you can't advertise that anymore. And I'm going to tell you, it's still going to fucking happen. Correct. It's happening when all the data is there. So stop. I get it. If you don't like gambling, if you don't want to see gambling ads, that's totally fine. If you think it's ridiculous how much they advertise it. But, it's the same with booze, right? Like they're advertising booze on all these things. I didn't see anyone go. I didn't see anyone go, Josh Hamilton was inevitable. With all these Budweiser advertisements.
How can he resist?
It is ridiculous to equate to correlate these two things together and go like, well, now that they advertise for gambling, obviously these guys are going to gamble on their own games and risk their careers. Ridiculous. Come on. We're better than that. And you players, you're fucking better than that too. What are you doing? You're making millions of dollars and you're out here trying to get it. I know what the limits are on these bullshit sites. You can't make no money off of this shit. And good night, everybody.
Get a lead.
Talk to you soon.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, man, that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere.